Okay. We meet again. Again. I love this question, right? I love this question that comes in about blocks. Because how do you remove a block? What is a block? Is that actually a thing? I love seeing this question. It always is like a refresher, like a reminder for me that, oh, there's this idea of blocks out there. And some people don't know how we could just like really remove that idea. And it's actually not a thing unless we say it's a thing and unless we feed that thing and give it energy to make it that, you know? So I love this question because it feels like an easy answer and it feels like, oh, that's a question I could actually answer for you. I also put in the description a form for you to submit an anonymous question. I realize some of you be having questions, but you anonymous. You don't really want nobody to know you asking questions, or you don't want it to be known. Maybe you hiding from somebody. I'm not sure, right? But for you that don't want to be seen, don't want to be known, but you still have those questions and you want those answers, check the description. It's free. Just submit a question, and I'm going on a streak. Okay, I'm starting a new streak. Yes, I am. Yes, the consistency king is back, and I'm getting that bag. But I'm going this answering streak. I want to answer as many questions as possible, whether it's around mindset, whether it's around these blocks, quote unquote, whether it's around money, whether it's around manifesting, whether it's around just mellow oil in general. What's my favorite color? I seen a few questions already came in, and I thought it was interesting. Somebody's like, "Why don't you have girls in your circle?" I don't know exactly what that meant, but I'm just saying, just to give you a range of questions. But for what I want to be posting, I want it to be something that is valuable and helpful to whoever may be watching, consuming, or seeing this from now to the forever future. So those type of questions, something that some substance. You feel me? A elevator fam type of question. An upgrade type of question that's going to take us to that next level. Can we go to the next level together? Shall we? Like this question that came in about the blocks, and I don't even have the question written down anywhere. I don't, but it just the idea of how do I get these blocks out the way? And I'm just here to tell you there are no blocks. And if you already like, hold on, what you mean? But there are blocks. Let me show you. Let me tell you all about it. That's why you're gonna stick around and get the answer. You feel me? Greetings. Yes, we here. We live. Happy Mellow Monday again. Another one, episode infinity. How about that? You feel me? And we're gonna dive into removing blocks and answering questions. And even the idea of asking questions, which I made it anonymous for the ones who want to be anonymous and you like kind of like, hold on, I don't want nobody to see me. We getting over that too. You feel me? We overcoming this idea of being seen. We just completed, what has it been, 2 weeks now? The Become Seen Challenge. If you missed it, it's okay. Still become seen. Still drop your question. But I'm gonna answer this one just off the top of my head because I literally just like read this question maybe 5-10 minutes ago. And it was a full question, but I just know it had this idea of blocks. And like I said, there are no blocks. So if that already made you go, what do you mean? I feel so stuck and stagnant. Something's in the way. It can't be me. Or are you saying it can't be you? Do you think, oh, it must be something outside of me? I get it. I get it. We're looking for that outer blame, that outer thing. But how about here? How about this is the best place to start, right? How about blocks feel like blocks? And of course, we all have our own experience and our own feelings and why we feel them and how we even thinking about it. But if I could help you reframe how you think about it, I do believe you'll break through. If I can help you reframe how you see it, how you perceive what you perceive as a block, then I think it'll give you this perspective, this mindset to like see it as, oh, it's not a block. I was the only block. So if I'm the block, then I can remove me out of my own way. Yes, indeed. Get on out your way. Get on out your way today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get you out your way today. But when I think about it, how do you remove it? For one, you got to, whatever you believe is a thing is going to always be a thing. So that's why I came to this conclusion that there are no blocks. And the more I say that, the more I embody that, the more I plant that seed and idea and belief into my subconscious, the more I realize, oh, there literally are no blocks. Even as a songwriter, I used to get into a state where it's like, oh, I feel blocked. Where are the words? Where are the lyrics? Where's the cadence? Where's the flow? Hold on, I'm not feeling it right now. But it's never a block. It's like a redirection, you know? Excuse me. It's like a redirection. And you want to, for one, realize that I'm always going to speak from a perspective of empowering you. So I'm never going to lean into the excuses or why we justifying a block I don't want to tell that story. We don't even want to lean into that at all. We don't want to accept that as a truth for us. Because whatever you accept as a truth is going to be true for you. It doesn't have to be like overallly true. But if you say it's true and you lean into that and you give that power, it's going to be true for you. But this idea of something is stopping or blocking you, and maybe even an invisible thing that you done made up in your mind. Oh, but this, I don't know why. What's blocking me? The thought of a block is the only thing that can block you. The fact that we have a million, billion, trillion distractions in the world today, a part of that could be a part of the reason why you feel blocked and stopped. Because you stopped to focus on all the distractions, all the reasons why it might be hard, it might not be, and maybe I can't, maybe I can, and you didn't just lock in, get focused, take that aligned action, and push through and be perseverant and be resilient. The real you, the you that can do anything, the highest, the greatest version of you. Can we embody that today? Can we embody the greatest version of ourselves today? Get the block idea out of your mind. Nothing is stopping you. It might have got tough. It might have got a little challenging, but nothing is stopping you. It's all a part of the journey. It's all meant to be. But as soon as you start thinking, something's blocking me, you giving yourself this excuse to kind of slow down, to stop, to settle with everybody else who believes in the idea of a block. And then y'all sit around and throw campfires and have block parties. And then we talk about blocks and how we're all blocked. No, there's no block. Get you some friends that don't believe that nothing can block or stop them. That's one of the ways that you're going to remove blocks from your life. You get around some winners consistently that don't believe that they can be stopped or blocked. Get around some people that embody unstoppable energy. You will never be blocked. You might have to slow down. You might have to pause. You might have to pivot. But you never are blocked or stopped. And as long as you give that idea of a block power, you're going to continue to see things through that lens of somebody who gets blocked. Like, we all have our own lens that we see everything and experience everything through. But you can alter that lens. You can swap out your prescription. You know how you get your glasses and you got your prescription and now you can see all clear. Oh, wow, where'd these words come from? Yeah, you got to swap out the prescription sometime. Give yourself a new prescription that doesn't even include the idea of blocks in the view. Because nothing's stopping or blocking you. Matter of fact, comment right now what you think. If you're one of the people that believe you're blocked right now, or something's stopping or slowing you down, who is it? What is it? Put it in the comments, and I would love to address it one by one. I would love to see that. Or matter of fact, submit that question. I did put it in the description. So if you want to keep it anonymous, you want to stay unseen for the moment, then drop it down below. But the idea that you can remove a block right now is an idea. It's a thought. Everything starts with thoughts. So if I sit here and go back to my songwriting example, when sometimes I'm in the middle of a song and I go, I think I got writer's block. It's not coming to me no more. I stopped saying that to myself. I stopped owning that belief. We got to realize we can switch up our beliefs. We can believe a new thing today. And if we want to believe a new empowering belief, then we can just choose to do that. And it might feel uncomfortable. It might feel awkward. It might not feel like true, but The more you give power to that, and the more you start to lean into that and start to think that, what you think repeatedly, what you think frequently, that becomes your frequency. So I removed the idea of blocks and thinking that something can block me, and thinking that in the middle of my writing, oh man, this must be a block. No, maybe it's a pivot. Maybe it's time to pause. Maybe you're not feeling the energy of that topic right now. And okay, I could put it down. You know what I start doing? I start putting it down. Sometimes I could go from writing one song, right? And then I can feel blocked. I can feel stopped. I'm midway through the song and I'm wishing I could just finish it right now. But if I put it to the side and turn on a new beat, new energy, new topic, maybe what I'm feeling in a present moment, oh, it just, the floodgates open. And the words just flow. Everything just comes to me so easily. So I was never actually blocked, right? That was just an idea. Maybe it was just a moment. But I don't want to give power to this idea of something can block or stop me. Because as soon as you do that, you start viewing everything through that lens and you start trusting that. Then you know how people be so sure about certain things? It'd be crazy to me. Somebody be like, no, I'm sure, Mellow, you could never tell me nothing else. I promise you, bro, I'm blocked. Let me tell you all the reasons why. I got a whole list of them. And the fact that you keep feeding this list, all this energy, all this time, all this effort, trying to explain it and justify everything that you feel and lack is the reason why I get it. I get it. Now you feel like you could be blocked. And then you talk to somebody else, and maybe you go online and you hear somebody else talk about blocks, and you're like, yeah, oh, that's me. Okay, they must be talking to me. I must be the one that's blocked. No, stop listening to them type of people. What you listen to has such a profound effect on your mindset and how you see everything. I don't think people realize we live in this world today where we have a trillion distractions. We have a trillion options. Choose wisely. And what you choose as far as who you listening to really can really influence you, bro, to the point where it makes sense. It start to resonate. You go, oh, they get me, but they leading you down a limited path. No, no, no. Listen to somebody who's gonna lead you up an abundant path, an abundance of breakthroughs. We're not even speaking block as a possibility. That's how you're gonna remove them. You're gonna lean into the idea that I can break through anything. I can do anything. I'm unstoppable. I'm unblockable. Say it over and over. It's the same idea as affirmations, right? What's the last thing you affirmed over yourself that maybe wasn't so true, but you affirmed it anyway? Other than that, what's the last thing that you affirmed over yourself? You did it consistently until you've seen it become true in your reality. Have you had that experience yet? Have you worked with the affirmations enough to see something become true? I was having a talk with, shout out to T, man, Christian T today. He said, Mello, you know, man, we got to get back in our affirmation, our vision board bag a little deeper. Like we didn't manifested some things on the surface, on the 3D physical plane, right? And so sometimes we slow down on that, but then we think back and it's like, hold on, it was working. Look at what we done did. Look at what we done brought into fruition. We slow down on that. No, 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 we got to bring it back. He said, remember the tools that we used. Don't forget about them. Don't forget how powerful they are. Don't forget that you can still bring them back and still get results that we start now that's going to result in the near future, which is always the new now, which is always now. It's always now. It was the future, but now it's now. It was, but now it's now. You feel me? Let me check. Because if somebody had that question specifically, I do want to address that. Blocks. Let that be the topic of the night on this beautiful Mellow Monday. Hey, I'm back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Greetings, greetings. Evening and beautiful blessings. Indeed, this live is right on time. Come on now, let's go. I have a question. Why do you think we have a society of controlled resources? I don't know. When I get to thinking about why things the way that they are overall, right? My first thought is usually because that's just how it's supposed to be, right? Like, I'm not able to physically go back to the beginning of time to kind of see how things evolved. So sometimes I land on it's supposed to be this way. When I'm not able to like explain something about why the world is the way that it is, I just always go to that's how it's supposed to be. But as far as controlled resources, what makes you feel like it's controlled? What do you mean by that exactly? I would love for you to be more specific with controlled resources. Because I feel like we have so many free resources, you know? Maybe I haven't even thought about what resources are controlled. What exactly resources are you referring to that you feel like are controlled? Do you feel like that's blocking or stopping you? How about that? Some people do feel like, man, it's not fair. If this person was in office, then I would do and have more. I would be more. If the government did this for me, then you know, you kind of feel what I'm feeling right now. I ain't even say it all. I haven't found out, but I feel it. Okay, when things go wrong consistently, more than a coincidence. Okay, facts. Okay, right, true, facts. Call those things that be not as though they were. Faith. I love that. Faith is actually my first tattoo right here. Can you see that? That was my first tattoo. If you look at it upside down, you might have to flip your phone upside down or something. That was my first tattoo. I don't think I had an in-depth understanding of faith back then that I do now. But I'm like, oh, it makes sense why that was my first tattoo. Because now hindsight, I'm like, I live my life with through faith. You feel me? Like the risk that I take, the decisions I make, it's faith. It's believing in the unseen, believing in the unknown, but believing in it optimistically. You know, because some people got faith in the wrong thing. Some people got faith in blocks. I don't have no faith in blocks. I don't think there are no blocks. You feel me? I got faith in possibility. I got faith that a miracle can happen. I got faith that the abundance is real forever. You know, I don't think it's blocking me, but I believe we do not need a government. That's interesting. I've thought about that too. Yeah, let's let this conversation go around now. Yeah, and if you have questions, and if I don't get exactly to the block question, definitely submit it in the description. But I like this. Let's go with this. Because what would we be without a government? How would the world be? Would everybody, I've thought about that. I've thought like it has to be for a reason why we have it this way, why there's power, why certain people, why we got poor, why we got rich, why we got middle class. Like, why do people fall into a class? Some type of control, I guess it does help. And we benefit from the resources of that, even like from country to country, if another country came in, we have a level of like protection. I can see that. Um, Different things. I'm not the most knowledgeable, honestly, when it comes to like government and politics and all of that. I kind of look at it as like, hey, bro, you feel me? Like God in control over here. I don't really look up to I live a different way. I see it a whole different way. I'm not leaning on that for help and assistance, and I'd rather be a little more sovereign than that, and believe in my abilities and how I'm able to show up and what I can do. I lean more into what I can do. I'm not leaning on, oh, who can do this for me? Who can help me and help me, please help me. That's not really like how I look at it. But um, if we didn't have a government, how do you believe the world would be? And how does it serve you right now? Do you see how it serves you at all, or you don't see how it serves you at all? You're just like, yo, get them out of here. We can handle this society. Everybody, come on, y'all, let's kumbaya. Because I also think we live in a world full of like, what do they say? It's 8 billion people or something like that. And I think it's just like literally 8 billion different people. And I forget what book it was that I read. They made a good point. It's not even easy to get 3 people to agree on things. Like if you pull together a group of people, unless they your kids and they just got to listen to whatever you tell them. You know what I'm saying? But like, imagine bringing 3 people together and being like, okay, we're going to be on one page, one accord, okay? Right? Everybody agree, right? Peace, love, prosperity, positivity, okay? We help each other. We love each other. Somebody in that group gonna be like, maybe they look at you sideways. Maybe they question you. Maybe they're not sure about you. Maybe they don't feel that way. Maybe they got a whole different philosophy. Maybe they was raised a different way. They think different. They got different beliefs. But imagine trying to do that. It's not easy. But let me catch up. Supreme Rising is 4:33 a.m. here. Sending divine peace and love. Wow. Extra early in the a.m. You up early. You up at all times of the day and night, huh? Like, when do you sleep? Do you get some good sleep? That's another way you're going to remove some blocks. Get good sleep. I was talking to my little brother about this today because he was just saying, man, I went to sleep 8 p.m. last night, man. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I felt incredible today. I said, yeah, bro. Sleep hit different. Even if I go to sleep at midnight and I wake up at 8 and I get 8 hours of sleep, it don't hit the same as if I go to sleep at 9 p.m., right, and wake up at 5 a.m. It's still the same amount of hours, right? I think I did the math right. But the way you feel, how good you feel throughout the day it's a big difference. It's incredible. But that sleep, man, that early bedtime, going with your circadian rhythm, going with the sunrise and the sunset, you know, the system is built that way. What way? Hey, beautiful people, what's happening? Probably chaos. It would be great without government, limited beliefs, and lack of faith of people is why we haven't evolved to that frequency, in my opinion. He said limited beliefs and lack of faith of people. So like people not having faith in people? Is that what you're saying? And are you saying we have an outdated government, an outdated system? And what part of it, like specifically? What does the government actually, I guess, do for you or for us? Or how do you see it? What is their role? What is the role that you think is actually in the way of you or, is not helping? I would love to get some insight on that to speak to it. I see your point. We are different. We are all different. Yes, we are. And we are meant to be different. Yep. But what does being different have to do with power or control? So are you asking why is there power? Why is there control? Like, what if everybody was just like free? What if everybody was just like could do what they want to do and didn't have power? Like, in what ways? You feel me? Like, if you could give me an example of something specific. Because I honestly never think about the government. So I don't even know, like, you feel me? What's a thing? Maybe it's something that I do think about or I do experience, but I'm not even like, right now, it's not at the top of the mind. Division. What about division? What about division? Power and control. Let me sit with that. I'm going to wait for you to get hopefully you get another comment typed up while I wait, all right? But let me think on that. Power or control. Why is there power and control? And why are certain people in power and control? I had a thought the other day. I was like, yo, there's been one black president out of how many? I don't even know how many presidents there's been. And it ain't about a color thing or a race or anything at all with me. It was just like a hold up, that's interesting. That has to mean something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be a reason. And I know it, like, if you go way back, I guess there was like slavery at some point, and like, did we just get pushed to the bottom of the totem pole or something? Like, and then nobody ever like said, hey, hold on. Like, at this point, it's 2026. We are way past all of that. You feel me? Like, how did this make it this far without nobody challenging that? And I guess now it's becoming more normal for everybody to have their own type of like power and control. And they promote division. Who does? Are you saying the government promotes division? I would love for you to, like, whenever you drop a comment, so that I could know exactly what we're talking about. Just give it a little context to what you're talking about, because I might have said something 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes ago, and I might not remember how to relate your comment to what I said at the time that I said it. Well, food source is one thing. Okay. What about food source? That's good. Is that controlled? Because I do believe we all have the ability to, like, go grow our own food. You know what I'm saying? So are you saying that that's controlled? Or just the fact that they have it in stores, and somebody like me, I went grocery shopping today, you know? Spent some money up in there. I was kind of grateful that they had it all in the store and I didn't have to go farm and grow it myself, to be honest with you. Even though I am also aware that it might not be the best option. That might not be the best. I'm not sure who grew that, who raised that, or who, plucked those grapes. Where did they come from? I'm not sure. But what is that what you mean by that? Like, that's controlled? I think they want us to stay in poverty and to depend on them for everything. Why do you think that? I don't think so. I don't think people want people to be in poverty, to be honest with you. I think people do end up in poverty. I appreciate that gift, Queen. I think people end up in poverty based on habits, based on surroundings, based on decisions that you make. But we all have the ability to make a new decision. We all have the ability to put ourselves in a new environment. We all have the ability to think greater, you know? We all have the ability to break through anything that may be perceived as a block. And this is just me believing that way because I believe in humans. I believe in us. I believe in our empowerment, not our limits, not our excuses, not our justifying why we ain't this and why we not that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in giving that power. But what makes you say you think they want you to stay in poverty? Because I believe at this point in 2026, at least right now in this present moment, anybody can get as wealthy as they want. But it's a breakthrough that has to happen in the mind. That's the block that got to be removed. If you got this idea that somebody owe you something, you feel me? Somebody got to do it for you. Why don't they just help me? Like, you already missing it. You already counting yourself out. You already sitting back, being dependent, being one of them people that's like, yo, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on it to come to me. Like, I get it. It's going to come, but you got to go too. We got to go to it. Go get it. We have literally so much access in 2026 right in the palm of your hand. For the most part, everybody that's watching this on an iPhone or even an Android, y'all cool too. You feel me? Fear. What about fear? Come on with the one words, fam. Give me a little context. What about the fear? Because I'm gonna be a little behind sometime when I'm reading it. Give me a little context. Also, control over housing and laws that are in place to control where to live and who is worthy to live there. Who's in control of that? Who's in control? You got to school me a little bit on that. I didn't know people was in control of, like, where you live. You telling me you can't go live wherever you want? Or just the idea that housing is controlled and, like, you could, excuse me. I do think it's interesting that you can own a house and not own the house at the same time. Like, if you don't pay that property tax, they can come snatch. Even though your house paid off and all that, like, it still ain't all the way yours. And that land, like who came on earth and said, yeah, this part of the land is mine. I own this. How could you do that? We all here, brother, sister. Who told you that you own something? It's very interesting to me how this all came together. Now, all of that way back when, I'm not sure how it all evolved. I'm pretty sure I've done a deep dive, a little rabbit hole jump down that I've been through. But right now, I really don't all the way know how. I think it's interesting when you think about it for the ones that actually, think on these things. The government promotes division. Okay, how so? How so? With fear, is that what you were saying? I'm trying to put together everything you're saying. So you said fear. And you say you think the government promotes division, so they use fear to promote division. Now, I do think they use fear to control people. Like, everybody should know, no media goes out that wasn't paid for. And so, if you're somebody that watch the news, first of all, please stop. Please cut it out. Please cut that out your life. I haven't watched news in years, probably since like high school. It's not necessary. You don't need to know every problem that's going on around the world. You need to at least be worried about fixing your problems, okay? And the people problems that you can actually help assist with. But fear is used to control people, because when I scare you and make you think, oh, this might happen to you, now I can show up with a solution. Now I can really dictate. For the ones that's super emotional and you get triggered easily, people that put out all these messages, they know how you gonna feel. They know you're gonna react. They know you're gonna go, oh, I don't believe this. They know they're gonna get you all caught up in some nonsense, and now you're gonna be talking about it with your auntie and your girlfriends, and you're gonna make the phone call. Can you believe what they said? Hey girl, you better make sure you go stock up on. Like, they know what they doing. They are so smart. They understand humans so well, and humans just gotta start. We gotta start understanding ourselves. You gotta be able to see when somebody's trying to scare you with fear, because they're literally controlling you. So I do see that. Like, think about that too, though. That idea that I mentioned. It's not just an idea, it's a fact. Messages do not go out in the media without some type of budget and campaign behind it. Especially if you see it posted all over on these different sites and blogs and news channels. It's a paid campaign, bro. It's not just they just reporting this stuff because you need to know it all. Somebody is pushing a narrative and a message on purpose. And if you're not aware of that, I grew up unaware of that. But since I'm actually kind of, I guess, in media a little bit myself, you start to see and understand. And then you get to hear all the media people talk about how, yeah, we get paid for this. We don't just post anything. We post based on what they paying us to post. What type of message, what type of narrative they trying to push. Now you got to think about, why are they pushing this? So when you watch media or you go watch your news, hopefully you stop after this. So you're not going to see news no more, right? Because we removing blocks. But you could think about some previous news that you didn't watch and go, so Mello said, so you mean to tell me they paid for this to be on TV? Now I wonder why. And that's when you start really going deep and really getting answers to the questions. Is division what they looking for? Just stop by to show some love and support. Man, appreciate you. Gratitude. Mello, don't get me wrong. I am very aware that I am right now manifesting anything I want. I have manifested passive income for myself. However, I am a fair justice person. That's my point. I'm still trying to comprehend, though. What does fair and justice have to do with your previous point about government? I'm all for justice and fairness. I don't think life is fair, so I don't really run with that philosophy, to be honest with you. I just don't walk out expecting it to be fair for me. It's just what it is. Now, we could, like, desire it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not like, oh, it's not fair, man, that he get to do that, and I don't. Like, this situation just calls for me to, like, have to do it another way. I don't think that counts me out. I don't look at it like, oh, that's not fair. So, and then justice, man. Justice. All right, I'm going to wait for your answer. And yes, because I just want to lean into that first part, though, too. You can manifest anything. So my whole take and my whole side is going to be on the idea that we're going to focus on the fact that we can manifest anything. I don't need to think about who trying to stop me, who think they blocking me. I don't even consider it. It's why I don't really like see haters as like a problem or a thing that triggers me or make me actually care about what they got to say or think about me. It ain't got nothing to do with me getting to the goal. It can only actually pull me away from it and have me thinking down a negative spiral. Remember we talked about the downward spiral and the upward spiral. What things can you focus on to continue the upward spiral? Some people don't always want an upward spiral. Some people like a little downward spiral sometimes. If you could admit that to yourself, but own it, claim it, and take accountability for it. Don't say, oh, it's their fault, oh, it's that fault, or him or her, or they and all of them. You know? Fear of having black president. Okay. What about it? Do we have property tax? Oh, why do we have property tax? And I would love for us to evolve beyond this current system. When it comes to the system, right? I would love for the system to be upgraded and evolved as well. I would like for it to be different. But I'm also the type to look at what game I'm in and to learn the rules of the game and to play the game to win. I'm not one that's like revolutionary and like, yeah, I'm about to change the game. I'm changing all the rules of the world. Now, there are some artists, there's some people out here that really feel that way and they make that their life mission. And if you like, to me, people that feel that way deeply, you should be on that mission in your life. I'm more of the type that's gonna learn the game and I'm gonna play the game to win. I'm like, ha ha, I learned your game and I beat you at it. You feel me? Versus like trying to change the game that you created. It's either I could get out of that game and go create my own thing, or I'm not gonna be. It's like somebody being at a job and then complaining about the job and how much they pay them, thinking that they owe them something. That's their business, their company. You're working for them. They don't need you. You could go find another job, or you go build your own business, build your own thing, or you could continue to lean on them and you got to play by their rules. But to come into their game and then start complaining about their rules, I don't really agree with that side. You feel me? I'm more of a what can I do about it type of person. And then I'm gonna go do that. I'm not gonna spend time worrying about why it's messed up. I didn't create it. This ain't the system that I created. I just know this is a system I was kind of like born into. But for you revolutionary one, listen, go make a statement, make a really like Peachka's song, her newest song, what was it called? Fertilizer? That's somebody who's like, yeah, I'm changing all of this. I'm turning it down type of energy. But if you're going to be on that and make a difference with it. Don't just be like complaining about it and talking about it and crying about it. Nah, let's make a change. Let's let that spark something in us. Because that to me sounds like purpose, passion, where you create power, you know? But that's a good question. Why do we have property tax? I would like do a little deep research and understand why. Where did it come from? Maybe you've done that already. And maybe it still don't make sense. You feel me? But I would dive into that. The gov. And see, we got another perspective. I love that. The government is actually awesome. Now I would love to hear why you think the government is awesome. Why is the government awesome to you? How do you benefit? Because that's another thing. We can't be out here complaining about something that we reaping the benefits of. Come on, if you ain't gonna be with the system, then be all the way out the system. You know, don't get none of the benefits from the system if you don't like the system. I haven't watched news in years also. And yes, fear is definitely a form of programming. Facts. If y'all don't think you're being controlled, think about it. That's my point, Mello. Why is the narrative being pushed in the first place? That part, I don't know. I don't really understand people that are like in this like power state and like people that actually want to control the world. I heard something a while ago that made me think like, oh, is it because I'm a black man? But like, I just heard that people like us don't have that desire to like control and have power. And I realized I don't, bro. Like, I don't have this desire to control you and be in power over you and tell you what to do. I desire to be me as great as I can be and coexist with everybody. And you be you and you be great. And you be you and you be great too. I don't desire to like control people and tell society how it should be. Because I just look at it like God, a creator, created this. Who am I to tell the rest of the humans who are landed on this earth just like I did? Who am I to control and be in power over them? That's just not a desire that I have. So to answer the question, I'm not sure. That's a deep dive you could probably do to figure out, like, why, where did this start? When did somebody first say, hey, I'm gonna set up some rules in this place, and we're gonna get everybody to they gonna conform. We're gonna set this up. You know, that's a good question. And why is the narrative being pushed? Well, we live in a capitalistic country, and fear sells. To be honest with you, right? If I scare you right now and tell you, I don't even want to do that, right? It's not the vibration I put off. But just imagine if I did that and then I came to you with this like solution. I'm gonna make a lot of money. If I told you, if I point out all your problems and then I say, look, I got the solution, $9.99. All the fear built up in you, you're more likely to go ahead and cop that solution. You feel me? And I don't know if that's their ultimate thing, if it's all about just power and money. I think it's more than money. I think power is like some people really love power. Why? I don't know. Why are there people like that? Why are there people that want to have power over other people? Anybody in the chat want to have power over people? Is that how you feel? Like, I got 3 kids. I don't desire to have power over them. I definitely am an authority. I'm definitely here to guide them the best of my ability. But I don't desire to like control their entire life and make them do exactly what I think they should do and how I think they should live. No, I don't have that urge inside. Money coming to me easily. Talk to them. Life is what we make it. Facts. Harmony on earth is fair. Also, I've gotten past this idea of like what I think everything should be on earth, right? And I just keep getting more and more there. It's not what I think it should be. It is what it is. And how I see it and all of that is like me and a part of my ego and a part of how I feel, and I get that. But like, I'm on a planet with billions of people, and we all are coexisting. We all have our own experience. We all have our own thoughts, right? I guess they're our own, something like that. But harmony would be incredible. If we lived in a utopia, that would be incredible. But everybody don't even agree with that. So how would it be possible to bring us all and make us all be on that if that's not what everybody desires? And so I've just accepted that all of what is created is just what it's supposed to be. And this is all an experience that's just supposed to continue to unfold and continue to happen and continue to evolve. Other than that, what is the point of life? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all here for a pretty short time in the grand scheme of things. If you really zoom out, you feel me? There are people that died 100 years ago. 100 years ago. That was a pretty long time ago. None of us were alive 100 years ago. There are people that are gone. They were gone 100 years ago, but they looked at life, and maybe in the beginning they didn't see it that way. They didn't realize how quick it was, and that you're gonna be dead longer than you're ever gonna be alive. And so while we're alive, the point here is experience it. Experience every emotion. Experience life, breath, breathing. Experience the ups and the downs, the nuances, experience the yin and the yang, experience all the full spectrum of life. And I'm a positive person. I do have this desire for everybody to be like incredible in the harmony, but I'm like realizing more and more, not everybody feel that way, bro. And so would it ever get there? I don't know. I don't want to say no, but I'm accepting that all of this is supposed to be happening or it wouldn't be happening. And so I don't want to go against God's plan. That's how I see it. As soon as we start questioning everything and thinking it's supposed to be another way, it's like, okay, so who you God? You God now, huh? You know how it's supposed to be because you created this thing. None of us know. You know, we got our feelings, we got our emotions, we know how we feel about it based on our thoughts, based on our experience. But what do we really know? Just something to think about. Hey, Mellow Will in chat. Happy Monday, fam. Happy Mellow Monday to you. Remove any and all blockings. Come on now. Now you're speaking my language. I no longer watch news, and I also watch the music I listen to now. Good job. I'm proud of you. No longer converse in politics nor religion. I create my own reality. Now you on to something. Exactly. Exactly. Getting caught up in all of that, bro, can really man, it can really bring you down. Getting caught up in all the nonsense, getting caught up in all the craziness and the judgment, and it could really do a number on you. It could really take your energy. It could pull you away from your goals and outcomes that you wish to create. I believe we can do it, Mello. Let's go, Divine. Divine, I want to see that in the content then. That specific thing. And feel free to bring that up on Wednesday, too. About not. Oh, I missed it. Can it be both? Both what? I'm not into the playing the game to win. It's my life. Why would I want to play a game I was born into unknowingly, right? I agree. It's a lot we can do about it, but we have to believe we can. For sure. For sure. You got to believe. And this the thing, too. Whatever you believe, that's what it is. And what I believe is just what it is. And what I believe is not taken away from what you believe. And what we believe ain't taken away from what they believe. Like, all the beliefs matter. All of them count. It's all a part of this thing. Right? But as far as playing the game, and what I mean by that, I guess to be more specific, like, okay, I'm here in America. I wasn't the first one here in America. I didn't create the government of America. I didn't create the rules of America. Any of it, but I'm here. I was born here, and I've been here, and I haven't left here, at least to go live, right? And so they got rules within this thing. And I just got this winnergy about me, this winner spirit, this I can do anything I put my mind to type of energy, right? And so I don't look at why it's not the way I think it should be. I just realize, okay, these are the rules. I can either play with these rules and I can make sure my family and I that we gonna win. And anybody else that I could like help and influence, we're gonna win no matter what, and we're gonna be excited and we're gonna have a good time and we're gonna be happy and we're gonna have peace inside. You feel me? So that's kind of what I mean by like playing that game, like seeing what it is. And if I feel like something should change, then speak up about it. Use your platform for that. Because this is another thing people like to do. They like to find people that got a large platform and tell them, hey, you should make this change. Bro, you feel that way about it, bro. You go do something. That ain't what God put on my heart. I do not like when I get these DMs and people like, man, you see this? You should be more in it. Bro, what? What are you talking about? Oh, nobody knows because you ain't said nothing but to me in my DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get out here and make a change then. Go make it happen. Don't sit on the sideline and wait for somebody else to do it. Go do it if you feel that passionate about it. Or, shh, you know? I would love to deep dive with you about this one of these days, for sure. Do you believe we can't live and thrive without money? Let me see. Do you believe we can't live and thrive without money? So are you asking like, do I believe we can live in a world with no money today? Textbooks for every subject. Can you just like verify that question real quick? Is that what you're asking? Also, our own thoughts influence each other. Okay. What's stopping you? What do you? I probably have so many questions. We really need that to be able to have a dialogue. Because you said, I don't want to have power over anyone. I want us all to be able to decide things without government telling us. You can. What aren't you able to decide? Like, what do you mean by that? What do you feel like the government is stopping you from doing right now? The first book, right on for sure. Streaming from Cameroon. Shout out to Cameroon. The Master Manifest. Yes, indeed. We in the building, removing blocks and whatnot. All those blocks. You know, a block is just a thought in your head. It's not real. And if you giving it power and you giving it life by saying, yes, it is, then it is for you. But nothing's actually blocking you. Nothing's stopping you. Nobody can stop you. You're a very special individual, and I think you should give yourself more credit. Okay? I do energy work. Trust me, Mello. I've done a lot to change things, but you wanted to go deeper, so I'm all for the top. Now, for sure. I wanted to get this question answered, though. What do you think, like, the government is stopping you from doing? Or, like, wait, what'd you say? Like, what aren't you able to decide without the government telling you? I just got to answer that question. What aren't you able to do right now? And maybe you have a thing that comes to mind, but I just want to know that thing, just to have an example of, or a reference point, you know, of like, okay, this might be in my way. Because as long as we continue to think like something's stopping us or somebody's in our way or somebody's holding us back, it will limit how we move. You feel me? The more you believe that somebody's stopping you, for one, it could be a little frustrating because then you get to thinking, well, why they got control over me? But they don't. They don't. They might have control over certain resources, but maybe because they created it or they are in charge of what created it. I don't exactly know. But I do want to know like a specific thing, like what aren't you able to do without the government telling you? Or the government has to tell you that you can do it. And then you also had brought up like money too. Like, could we live in a society with no money? Excuse me. How could we do that? So if I needed food right now, I'm not going hunting. I'm not going to grow my own grapes and my own strawberries. So I'm a need to barter something with somebody else, whether it's something maybe I can do something else good that they're not able to do. You know, maybe I can write them a verse. You feel me? Maybe I can create them a whole song and they'll go, hey, in exchange for that song, I'll give you 500 grapes. You know what I'm saying? 100 bananas. I wouldn't want to do that, to be honest with you. I would rather just say, hey, here go my $10. Thank you. Like, how could we remove money from the equation and still be able to get what we're getting and how we're getting it? You know? How could we remove money from the equation today? The world that we live in, right? Let's say I needed a new laptop. How would I go about getting this new laptop? Would somebody just like give it to me for free? Like and use their life force and their time to create this thing for me and then get nothing in return? I don't see how that works. So I'm trying to understand, you know, Let me see. We have to get approved for a home, etc., stuff like that. Now, okay, so you got to get approved for a home. How else would you get the home? So the fact that there's a system in place that approves you, and when I hear that, I'm thinking off the break, like you got to get approved because they want to make sure you're gonna be making the payments. Now, do you have to get approved if you're willing to go put down all 500,000 on that house? Does it still work the same? Do you still gotta get approved? Um, now, do I know I can make things go my way? Of course I do. I do it all the time. However, I don't like that I have to answer to anyone. I would say if you really feel passionate about that, stop answering to people and find like really become sovereign in this world. You probably didn't been down them rabbit holes of sovereignty. Like I would full on. There are people that live that life. They've separated from their social security number and their birth, all that. You know what I mean? They did the work though. It ain't an easy thing because they get you when you're born. First of all, they get us. Oh my goodness, do they get us? Because most of our parents ain't know no better. And so what they do, as soon as you're born, boom, first. I did it with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know no better. You know, you born, boom, you got the birth certificate, boom. You already social security number, boom, you already bagged and tagged. So you're kind of born into it. So it's like a process to kind of become sovereign and separate from that. It's different though. But I'm sure you've seen that content. And is that kind of where you're getting at with it? There is nothing I can't do. That's a fact. Don't try to don't try to understand it. Which part? Hey Mello, finally met you here. You have an amazing grace music, you know. Thank you. Every time I hear your song, hey, go let me tell you something. The money kept coming in here to me. You're my ringtone. That's love. Excuse me. Oh, shout out to the Philippines. How are you? I'm incredible. Thanks for asking. Shout out, please. Shout out. Yep, unfortunately, we were born into it. Yeah. Yeah, you're born into it, and then it's a process to, pull yourself out of it. If you become one of the people that's like, yo, I'm definitely going all the way sovereign, I'm detaching from this whole thing. You can. That's the thing about it, though, because you can separate from it if you want to. And that goes back to, again, the beginning, no blocks. There's nothing stopping or blocking. There's nothing to be mad at. If you don't want to do it their way, do it your way. And then, like, see how that works out for you. Like, you know? And if it do work out, then, like, more power to you and congrats to you. Come on back and tell us how you did that. You know what I'm saying? The earth was and is abundant. We do not have to pay for things. Okay, I love this. I love this conversation. That is a condition of belief, in my opinion. I will explain on Video Wednesday because I want to dive deep, but it's hard typing. Got you. Got you. No, definitely. Even if you don't put it in there on Wednesday, that would probably be a good video for your YouTube channel. Not gonna hold you, especially if you got some. Even if you don't have good points, just the idea. You feel me? The that topic alone, because there are a lot of people that feel that exact same way. Like, why do we need money? I don't lean to that because maybe just because I'm of this and I've been born into it, and I just see, hey, this is the system, and um, I don't know. I don't know how, and I believe anything is possible. I just don't see how currently I would be able to obtain anything, all the things that I desire without money. And that could be a limit in belief. Forgive me if I'm limited in my belief right now, but I'm looking for somebody to give me another way. Give me an example of a way that we could have everything we desire and be ultimately abundant and wealthy with no money. Now, we could be that with no money, right? There's some super happy, wealthy people that have nothing. Because that's the other way you could become, just somebody who's just like happy with nothing. Not really having things, or, not letting that be the thing that leads you, or that. letting that not be the thing that your heart desires. Like all your heart desire is a relationship with God and other people and community, and that's it. And we happy. We don't want no the new mansion and the Rolls Royce. We don't want the finer things in life. We just want to live abundantly and have food. We could be like animals. You feel me? Animals don't pay for nothing. You feel me? We can go live out on the street. There's some people that are actually homeless. They live out there every day. They probably feel just as abundant as can be. You feel me? They get scraps, they get food, they eat out the trash. They ain't not even tripping about that. They like, yeah, I'll take all the free food. I'm not gonna pay for no food. I'm gonna just get it right here. I'm not paying for a bed. I can just sleep right here. I'm not paying for no house. The world is my home. Like, live that life. I don't desire it, to be honest with you. But to me, it's like, what would be the exchange for them to be able to obtain anything else? Like, there has to be some type of exchange for you to obtain. Or no? Am I limited by thinking that? And if so, like, please provide me like one example how we could do that. Live in a fantasy. Mellowell, what's up though? Econ, man, I appreciate you, fam. Welcome, Econ, to the Mellovator fam. I don't know why your song is very magical. I rely on it to my office mate. And it happened to them also. You are amazing, bro. Thank you for making that video. Yo, my pleasure, Mafi. Gratitude. Shout out to your friend too. I've done it and doing it. Come on now. From NYC. Your money song is my favorite list. That's love. Which one? Which money song? Hold on. Put me on. Put us all on to the money song. Don't be trying to gatekeep. Don't be trying to gatekeep. I have very great points. Mercury and Scorpio. We don't have to settle just because this is the system. I'm with you on that. I'm just asking, what's the other option? I don't want to like debate if it's a thing or not. I want to know you feel me? What's the other option that's being presented? I'm not opposed to it being another thing. I'm just saying, what else could it be? What comes to mind? You can't just say, yo, I want it to just be like that and then not have. I'm sure you got a ton of thoughts and ideas. But like it could be at least, I'm sure you got one sentence you could give me. You feel me? Can I use your money mantra music without copyright issues in all platforms? Yes. You can on YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, do your thing. I do know if you use it on Facebook, it'll probably get flagged depending on the song you use. But on here, all the money mantras are free. You could use them. And there's this one lady, I don't know her name, but she got tagged in my videos multiple times, and she uses my song in her intro to her YouTube videos. She has a pretty decent following as well. And so every one of her uploads has my song as the intro, and she's able to monetize and get paid for it. So yes, you can. There is a song, Mood. That's the first song I ever put out. Mellow Will Mood. That one will get you flagged. Don't use that one. But yeah, all the mantras, you good. And I'm also wondering, what does Mercury in Scorpio actually mean? Y'all know y'all gotta enlighten me on the astrology and all that, right? I'm just so used to just like, this is just what it is. I never been the type to overthink why this gotta be this way. I'm just like, it's just what it is. You know, when it comes to like something messing up, or sometimes I realize with how it pop up for people. People be like, oh, this is so crazy. It must be Mercury in retrograde. And I'd be like, to me though, it's just like, things just happen sometimes. And I know nothing is a coincidence, but that I believe that belief has allowed me to never be blocked, because I'm never stagnant. I'm never stopping and thinking and wondering. For one, for me to consider all the imaginary things and what it could be, to me, that's a endless thought process, because when do we land on it and how do you actually know? And I know some people be like so certain about things, but I'm one of the ones that's, one thing I'm certain about is I love myself. Anything is possible. But a lot of things, I'm okay with being like, I don't know. I think it could be this, but I'm not like, with a lot of things, I just stay open And I believe that helps me stay more active, more action oriented, more at peace. Um, I don't overthink a lot. And I think there are a lot of benefits to that and why I'm able to continue to keep going and keep creating motion, you know? I want it all. Let's go. And I understand, Mello, and I will definitely give you an example. Okay, bet. That's all we want, just one. I hope everyone wins in abundance. You can do it. Talk to him, Econ. I have overcome a lot of things with this knowing, and I am still very abundant. Yes. Yeah, they different for real. Excuse me, Mello, you're an angel. Come from heaven. Your voice is amazing and blessed. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate those words. And speaking of heaven, I'm working on the album. It's going to be called Ho. And don't take that no way. It's called Ho for a reason. Do you know what Ho stands for? HOE. Let me see. It is a limited belief to think just because we don't want to use money now, we have to go without. To think that just because we have to use money now, we have to go without. Okay. So it's a limiting belief to think that I need money to obtain things. Okay. I get all these. I just really just want an example of like how it could be. Or are you saying maybe you don't have the example right now? You just saying, I just know this is a possibility and I want to bring this into fruition. Is that the vision? It's like, man, I don't really know, but I just know we don't need to have the money. See, and I don't know, even as I say that out loud, I make it feel like there's this like we mad at money or something, like we mad at the system. And I would rather not have that energy, because then you fighting against something that you also working for. And so then that gets a little confusing, because it be people that be like, yo, money ain't everything. I don't love money. Oh, we need to get rid of money. But they just worked 40 hours in a week and gave up 40 hours of their life to get money. But they say, oh, it ain't about money. I don't want no money. I don't need money. So stop working then. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean to mock it or nothing. I'm just literally, why are you giving so much of your time and energy to it if it don't mean nothing to you? If you would rather just live life on this earth like an animal, nothing's wrong with that. I think that's incredible. I think people that have the least sometimes are the happiest. For real. All of us with these big grand desires, we the only ones that sometimes go through things and be like, oh man, but I want more and I wish I could have this, and oh, look at my vision board. Sometimes the people who have nothing, they just so blissful. You feel me? They got their little blanket. They get their little shopping cart. You feel me? And they take it around the world. And they're happy though. You know? That's not something I desire, but I'm just saying it's out there. Gotta do it halfway at least. Grow your own food at least. I'm with that. And I would see, then we could do some partnership type of vibe. You feel me? I would love to partner with somebody who has this drive and this desire to grow food. That's also a process. That's something that I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. If my life was being a farmer and growing food, then like that would be my thing. And I probably wouldn't do a lot of other things. You know, like we probably just like the most spoiled generation ever. Like life was, I don't believe they lived a lot of life, like years, thousands of years ago, maybe, right? Their life wasn't able to be as full and as filled as ours is because of how fast we're able to move. Back then, they had horses. You feel me? That was their transportation. Now we have planes and jets. Get you across the world in no time, right? Back then, for them to travel the world, oh my goodness, it would have took a whole lifetime to travel the world. These days, we could travel the world and see all around the world if we want to. So things were a lot slower back then. to get in contact with somebody. You actually got to go see them in person back in the days. Today, you can pick up a phone and FaceTime them and see them right now. That's incredible evolution, if you ask me. But the idea of like growing food too, like nowadays, I imagine people who, own a farm, they live on their farm, they grow their food, they probably have some type of business. Not all of them, but I can imagine if you're doing that. And I guess over time, once you get enough stocked up, you could be good for, you know what I mean? So that wouldn't have to be the only thing you do for your life. But let me see the best money song I'm going to use today. Let's go. That's love. I'm hearting this comment right here. There we go. The abundance is real is a classic. Oh, good comment. Thank you for pointing that out. Today, oh, it's official now. Today is technically the 3-year anniversary of my second ever album that I released in life. It was titled The Abundance is Real. Today is the 3-year anniversary for The Abundance is Real. It's incredible. Make sure you stream it. Put it on repeat. It's one of them ones. We're going to celebrate. You like me, it is what it is. Resistance is normal. Just got to keep going. True. Mercury in Scorpio means I dive deep and see things beyond surface for sure. Heaven on earth, you got it. Heaven over everything. Ooh, God over everything. I like that. Great evening. Great evening. The abundance is real. And my favorite music to get me going is I Get Paid. Come on now. Good to see you. As within, so without, we are always creating heaven on earth. I just want everybody to know that. We are always creating with every thought, with every action. We are creating. So be very mindful of what you're creating, because sometimes we get caught up in thinking that what we state and what we see and what's being created, we just think it's just that because you say it's that. It is just that because you say it's that. It actually is. Actually, you could switch up what you believe, what you desire. You could change everything with a thought. You could change everything with a thought. I think that is like miraculous. That is incredible to me. The more I realize that, the more I'm like very mindful of like how I think, being mindful of like the fact that how I think creates how I feel. So when you realize your thoughts are tied and connected to your feelings, you start being more mindful about the things that you think and who you allow to influence what you think, And you start realizing how you've been influenced your entire life since birth to believe and think the way that you believe and think right now. Now, is it serving you or not? As within, yep. I wrote/created a money manifesting mantra, finally using my talents. I love that. Congrats. I'm proud of you, Divine. We have to pour love into everything we desire. I'm with that. I never cared about money or, for over 3 decades. Only now have I shifted into abundance mindset versus lack mindset. I'm proud of you for that as well. It is a mindset. It is literally a mindset. And it could be whatever you want it to be. What's up, everyone? Mello, take the wheel. Or have multiple wives that help grow food. You feel me? Nah, I never really been a guy that desire like multi-partners and all of that. I ain't knocking nobody that's on that, but that would be cool if, we just worked as a team together. You feel me? The wifey's just cooking up. What does that leave me to do? Just make music? Or have, we do not have to live like animals just because the government tell us we must have their capital to have access to resources we were born with. Also, me having these beliefs. Divine, I'm with you. I'm not getting the answer though. I want the answer. Or, like I said, it might be you not sure. You just saying it can be how you say it is. But what I'm saying is, okay, let's say we both say, all right, we don't have to have no capital. What is the system that allows us to obtain things? And when I say live like animals, I don't mean literally like an animal. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, what is the system that can be in place where we're all going to agree that we don't pay for nothing? Right? Because this could for sure be my indoctrination to this. But my mind right now, I'm trying to like off the top of my head while we here live, think of a way. Like, is there a way that we can, let me remove the blocks right now. Hold on, let me. Is there a way that we could live and obtain these things? Is there a way I could have got this iPhone with no money? Somebody would have just gave it to me. Or I would have had to go create it on my own. I don't really want to do that. That's not what I desire to do in life. But is there a way? And that's why I brought up earlier the barter system. So I really want your next comment to just explain what is a way that you see it as being possible. It has to be at least one way you see it to be possible, right? I'm assuming. It has to be one way that you see that this is possibility. Here's what we can do. Type of statement. Extremely incredible, yes, yes. Has led to me manifesting income in miraculous ways. Come on now. I'm a money magnet. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Great to be here. Great to have you, fam. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you, yes. It's a part of my daily routine. What you know about that, sunshine? Yes, you can change your life with one thought. That's a fact. That's a fact. You could change your life with one thought. You could change how you feel with a thought, fam. So if you feeling frustrated, if you feeling annoyed by something, literally it's your thoughts. I just want people to get out of this idea of like blaming and pointing out there for how you feel in here. It is an inside job. Whatever people think it's because of what they said or what they did to me, and you in this victim state. Oh, but why me? No, why you? Exactly. Why do you think that? Address that part. Why do you have that thought towards it? Not in a negative way, but just think about that. Think on, this is making me feel this way. But because I think this. Why do I think this? What does this mean to me? You really start to peel back the layers and get to know yourself and get to figure you out. I feel like that's probably like some therapy type talk. You know what I'm saying? Like really figure out why this stuff bothers you. Like logically though, not just like ethereally. Like, but I think because the sun was here and the moon was there. No, bro. Like literally you have the capacity, I promise you, to just think. I put out something today and it meant so much to me because I just feel like maybe there's a lack of it right now in society. But make critical thinking great again. The ability to critically think. Make it great again. Think. Gratitude, we are in control of what we create. That's a fact. I agree. That is why I actually believe we can create a reality of freedom and harmony on earth. And if you ask me, from my view, my lens, there is freedom and harmony. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. That's an inside job. See, that's what we could get messed up at, trying to like make the rest of it out there be what we think it's supposed to be. But it's in here, bro. Like I live in freedom and harmony. But that's because it's in here. I'm not thinking that the world need to change. No, I continue. And as I change, the world that I see changes. So it is freedom and harmony already. There's a lot of freedom. What's not free? I mean, not free, but I do got to pay for things. But when I say freedom, I feel free. I don't feel caged up. I don't feel locked up. I think the only locked up for real is like that mental lock that we all have the key to, by the way. We all got the master key. The system is still creating, like right now, because we all have different gifts and talents, right? Physical, tangible manifesting for sure. It's the gratitude that you have to maintain and humility. Now, gratitude will get you through some blocks. Gratitude will remove some blocks. Gratitude will put you in a whole different state of mind, a whole different frequency for real. Gratitude is underestimated. It's underrated. A lot of people hear that and they just go, oh, gratitude, sure. But they haven't practiced it like intentionally and long enough to really feel and reveal and experience the effects of gratitude. When you living in gratitude, you feel that richness. You feel so blessed in abundance when you pay attention and focus on how much you have to be grateful for. Like when you set your focus on that and you feel the feelings of like, wow, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that, I could breathe, my eyes work. Excuse me. Gratitude. Yes to bringing the barter system back. I was waiting for the apocalypse since 10-year-old, hoping we could all join as a community and rebuild. Life without internet was better, but I appreciate it now too. And it could go both ways. I see it both ways. Not gonna hold you. But the world we live in 2026, and there's another, we never going backwards, y'all. I hope you know this at this point. It's always going to continue to go forward. So that's why I'm with the whole, it's evolving, it's going to continue to expand. The world is never going to go in reverse. I don't think in our lifetime, if it ever does that, you know, maybe in another dimension or something, but like, it's going to continue to evolve, bro. And like the barter system, it kind of still exists. It kind of still exists. If you grow and build up your brand, your platform, and now you have a level of leverage, and you go to somebody and say, hey, I can do this for you, or maybe I can post you, since we're in the internet world, right? I could post this or do this for you, whatever it is. Like, or sometimes just being associated to you might be leverage to somebody. Some people leverage me. Some people like, hey, I know Mello. And then they say that to somebody, and that might get them something good. They might get in good hands, just, or you know, I've seen it. It's they use me as leverage. Hey, that's my boy, that's my man's, or I know him, or I I I connected with him, or whatever. They go post about it, they go show about it, and the next thing you know, somebody else perceives them as more valuable because they see me as valuable or whatever, right? And it could be an exchange. It could be. I could use my name, my face card, as they say, the face card, right? It's the gratitude, yep. Yep. But like imagine a world with no money. You gotta bring something to the table to exchange. Or like, what's the other option? Like they just give it to you for nothing and then they gotta put that hard work into creating another one of those things. I think what money does too is like, it buys back time. You know, it's like you could either use your time and your lifespan, or you could just give money in exchange for it. And it kind of speeds things up. You could do more. That's how I'm seeing that. As within, so without, create the world from within, right? So just to confirm, the copyright doesn't just apply to shorts, but also long videos, right? Correct. I could run your video on the background as I work my content. Yes. Yes, you can. Even on this video, if I was to play my song right now, I would not get no copyright strikes. And yes, if I put my songs in my videos and it had copyright on it, I would get a strike too, even though it's on my channel. But I don't have copyrights on for the majority of my catalog. So I know most of you don't know, but I got over 100 songs out, and almost all of them you can use copyright free on YouTube. Yes, it's helped me change my life. I love that. Why is everything not free? God, I'm trying to understand, how could things be free? I just want somebody to give me one example of how we could have a world. Because I've heard this concept brought up before, but I don't think I've had it explained to me in a way where it makes sense, where it could really be that way. And what is wrong with money? I'm trying to figure that part out too, because I feel like the more we got this like this disdain and this negative feeling towards money, we're kind of pushing it away. You know, money wants to be loved. It wants to be appreciated. That's how you invite it in. That's how you get more. Why not just become more abundant versus being like, I wish everything was free, you know? I'm trying to figure that part out. Why is everything not free? God made the world, but the world is being run by higher power, like the government, unfortunately. Okay, that's what we were saying. I heard Hayden, somebody passed, and a lot of famous people like Pritchard. Okay, sounds like something happened in the news today. Go back and watch this from the beginning and hear my thoughts on the news. But anyway, well, then I guess I should say I am actively creating a reality where things are free for me. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yes, because we got to get to the core of why we even want that. Because I imagine and I could be assuming, right? I could be wrong, but I assume if you're wanting things to be free and you don't like the idea of money, it's because you want more things and you don't have the more money to get the more things, and you're just like, yo, it should just be free. Why do I gotta work? And it's funny because the richest people that I've heard from don't feel like they gotta work so hard. It's the people who make the least that work the hardest. And so really getting a better understanding and growing your mindset and growing have this ability to be able to create money the same way they do. You feel me? Out of thin air. And you really just one idea away, bro. You're one idea away. But if you hate money, if you look at it like it's in the way, it's mean, it's negative, and what they say, they got that saying, the money is the root of all evil. It's not, bro. It's not. The love of money might be one of the roots of the evils. But it's not money itself. Money is just money. Money is nothing without us. It's just neutral. What you do with it gives it the power. You know? Money is just money. We can't say money is the problem. But I'm trying to figure out this world where, everything is free because God created the world, and, the world was free, and now we're here. So cool. Go, like, to me, it's like, go live a life with no money then, and then help me understand, like, how you could do that. Because the people that I see do that are the ones that literally comfortably live on the street every day, every night. They got their little basket. They got, you know what I mean? They got their own little thing going on. Some of them out there with a family. They just like, hey man, I'm not giving into that system. Those are people that really are about it though. They like, I'm not giving into that system. Forget money. I ain't getting no job. I'm gonna sleep right here on this ground. I was born here on this earth. I could live here on this earth if I want to. You feel me? They happy with that. They don't have like those desires that like a lot of us have. Or they just got over it because they were just so over the whole money thing. They said, forget money. They left it. But you definitely can create it where everything is free for you. So if it's about the money, just become more abundant. Don't start to shame and hate on money and put money in this thing and, oh, wow, we got to have money. No, bro. Like, it helps us do so much. It buys our time back. Time is the most valuable thing. So if you want to spend all your time of your life growing crops, building phones, building all the things that you need, that take a lot of time. And me personally, like when I talk about how I went grocery shopping today, it was way easier for me to give over that $100 than for me to, Go figure out how to get all of that from where? From somewhere in the time allotted. I don't want to spend a lifetime trying to figure that out. You know? I think money has like kind of sped up the world, right along with technology. Change is inevitable. That's a fact. A lot of people try to push against change, bro. It's gonna continue to change. I do that on my socials with my business events, and my friends post a flyer and tag me. Okay, I like that. I already have in many ways. However, I do see homeless people, and I think it's crazy. There are empty hotels or there are people living on the street. Now, are they responsible for themselves? Yes. Come on, Divine. Don't go down that way. Don't go down that side of things. Because, yes, that's a choice that people are making. And I get it because I had these conversations with my mom in the past because she has this like heart and she's just like, nobody should be homeless. Nobody should be poor. People should have, but people make a choice for a reason. And because of how we feel, what we project on them and what we think they may be going through, they're not even feeling it and going through it the way that we think sometimes. But because we couldn't imagine being in that situation, we kind of see it like that and kind of go, oh, they don't deserve that. But they kind of choose that sometimes. And I'm more of the empower people. Now, of course, there's some special situations where people should be taken care of. But people do get taken care of, bro. People look out. There are a million charities out here that give to people. There are so many things and opportunities that are happening. There are so many hotels and things that are looking out for people. And we kind of discredit that and act like it just never happens. It happens. It happens. And if you're saying, okay, it's an excess, there's more than enough, now we're getting on our Tupac. You feel me? It's like, it's no way it should be a poor person and this person got a billion. I get it. I get it. But some of them choose that lifestyle. Some of them went down that path. Some of them are like not even appreciative if you help them anyway. Not that that doesn't mean that you should still help, but like, it's like that doesn't mean as much to them. They don't care, right? I think people that really want help, they get help, bro. They get help. Or they get the knowledge, or they get the information, or they get around the right people. They do what they got to do. It's too many success stories to look at the failure stories and feel sorry for them. It's like we all here, bro. We all here with the same 24, and we can all help as much as we can. And for some people, let that be your mission then to like get out there. If your mission, if you think there should be no homeless and no poor people in the world, then that should be your mission. You shouldn't be looking at somebody else who has worked their butt off to get all of this and they had their certain goals and desires that somebody else didn't have. And then we got to look at them and say, oh, you owe us. You should help. Bro, that's not realistic, bro. That's kind of unfair. And it's like so many people receive help. So many people receive help. So many people actually reject help too. But it's like we would be better off using our time, our energy, our focus to just like create something, build something, go be the solution. If you don't like the solutions you see around town, don't complain about them. Go create a new one. But this idea that it should all be equal, it's not. It's not that way. We all live a different life. We've all had different desires, different goals, different actions that we take, different mindsets that we have. And all of that play a part. Like we're all creating our own reality. And that's why I'm more of the be the change you want to see, you know? Be that. Cause that's an interesting one. I never thought about that. Like, yo, there's some empty hotel rooms right now. All right. Like, why can't they just like? So, what should they do? Should they just like make a call out and say, "Hey, y'all, we got empty hotel rooms"? But that's not how a business works. Like, we live in a world where we live in America, at least, where It's a business. If I go fill up my whole business with let's say I don't own any hotels, but let's say I owned a hotel and I had a few open rooms tonight. Now, if somebody come in and go, hey, I don't got nothing, man. Please, can I just stay at night? Sure. I got a bunch of open ones. But as soon as they come in with that munyon, I'm gonna have to let you know, hey now. You know, this is how I feed my family, how I'm able to give to charities, how I'm able to do for the world. And I got a paying customer coming in here. You know what I mean? And I did as much as I could for as long as I could. But like I wouldn't look at it as like my responsibility to go out here and scope the entire world and find who I can house, like unless that was my life mission. Does that make sense? I get you, but ain't that pennies to peasants and only goes so fast, so far? Okay. However, there's a thing called abuse or weaponed authority. I personally believe if there are places with free beds, why not give it to those who lack? I mean, when you say that, you make it sound like that doesn't happen. And so that's where I get confused because then it's like, what part are we focused on? You know what I'm saying? Because to say that is to say that it literally never happens. And it does happen. There are people living for free right now. There are people that have Section 8. I got family members, bro. Pay $40 a month. Got a nice situation. They've been finessing the government for years. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about since I was a kid. They doing their thing. So it's happening. It's not like it doesn't happen. But if we put the focus on the ones that, oh, but why don't they? Then that's when we start to feel them feelings and lean more into that perspective. It's literally what you focus on, where attention go, energy flow. But it's all a part of the whole. And that's why, to go back to what I was saying earlier, like it's all a part of the whole. Trying to make this whole thing perfect to your perspective would be like you're God. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the ultimate God that created it all. You know? And that's why I kind of let go of, I don't have the most say so. I'm not the one that I create my reality through my thoughts, through my words. But I'm not the one that created this whole thing, at least as far as I know from my human knowing and understanding. So for me to say how it is and how it should be and all of that, like, bro, this is my ego. This is my opinion. This is my perspective, my opinion on it all. You know? So to say, why not give it to those? They do. And then you gotta also say that the ones who don't, they just don't. That's not what they desire. But why would I with their asset, with what they created? That's not my business. But if I do feel a way about it, I can go create something and I can be the one that go house them, not talk about what other people should do with their money that they have created. I just don't agree with that. And I'm not the richest man in the world, but I still see it that way, bro. Like I'm not somebody out here that's like looking for a handout and think that somebody should do something for me. I don't agree with that. I believe that mentality is a victim and it keeps you small and it keep you leaning and thinking that somebody owe you something and nobody owe you nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. You owe yourself. That's where you get empowered. That's where you get liberated. That's where you get free. You know? There's a place in India I love to visit that still doesn't use money. The town, meditate early and harvest, etc. sound bliss to me. Okay, we on to something. I'm still trying to figure out how this town actually, what does that town look like? What does their lifestyle look like? And is that something that we would desire? You know? What's up, Ethan? What's up, Quiet? Thank you so much. My pleasure. Money is just an energetic vibration like anything. True. I don't hate money at all. I think money has been used, however, maliciously. That part, what you want. No, that's not it, Mello. I'm a Morality, integrity, girl, and I don't work hard at all. I'm with you on that. Now, me personally, can I just say, me personally, I don't have a negative connotation towards hard work. I kind of grew up like that. You know what I mean? I got work ethic. I don't see it as a bad thing. It doesn't feel bad. It actually feels good to me. When I'm putting in what I call work, and we can call it hard or we can just call it work, however you want to. But like the name, the title, none of that really matters. But like, I don't have a disdain for hard work. Like, I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I wish I didn't have to work hard. Like I feel like life is. I'm living. I feel like accomplished. I feel excited, and I could probably feel all those things without it. But I don't put a negative connotation on it because, bro, in my experience in life, hard work has paid off. I'm not gonna hold you. Even when I look at my parents, right, and I look at my dad and my mom, like my mom put in work. My dad, he did his best. You know what I'm saying? But my mom excelled a lot further than my dad did. And so that could have been my experience. Anybody that you see that's like, because then we're talking about two different things. It's like, what life do you desire to live versus which one you're going to just like accept that just comes to you? And it's like, where's the balance at? Do we not have desires? Do we just like want to sit back and just like hope that everything falls in place for us and whatever we want just falls in our lap? Or do we just want to sit back and like not want anything? Do we want to like get to the point where we're just like, I just don't want anything? Like, as if that's where you're going, I get it. I don't have that desire on my heart. But like the work thing, that's why the consistency thing for me is like, show up, feel accomplished, feel purposeful. I'm in purpose every day. I'm excited. I promise you, I wake up every day like, yes, it's another day. If you don't feel like that, something's off. We got to address that. Get it just to give it. I don't want it. But I'm with you on the integrity. You already know. I'm all the way with the integrity and being moral. Hi, everyone. Please hit the like and share and subscribe. Oh, thank you, Missy. Religious programming. I had to clear a lot of those beliefs. I blame being baptized against my will. I did. I got baptized when I was 7 years old. It was crazy. I almost kind of remember it too, but which was interesting because my mom always thought it was interesting because I was a very shy, nonchalant, introverted kid, and she said that I don't remember this, but she said I tapped her and asked her, could I go up there and do whatever they was doing, like in the church and all of that. And the fact that I was 7 years old, we always, well, more recently found that interesting. But yeah, speaking of clearing beliefs, if y'all haven't, a good watch is One New Ager versus 20 Christians. Very interesting, just to hear perspectives. If you're an open-minded person, it's something cool to watch. Love money, and it comes back every time. Yes. That's why I really want to dive deep with you so you can better understand. I already know. I told you I'm a unicorn of unity and love. I'm with you on that. Now that part, I'm all the way with it. I'm all the way with it. You still ain't give me the example of how we could live in a world with no. But I'm gonna let that slide for now. I'm gonna assume I'm gonna get an answer on Wednesday. Great energy always. Absolutely. You missed my first question. All right, I seen that one. So tell me again. Ain't no one in here growing crops or building phones. I feel you. Nah, that's all I'm saying, bro. And by no one, I'm not saying no one, but me personally, I'm not building no phone, bro. I'm not growing no crops. One day I may, settle down and lay back and I'm gonna have just my crops and that's what I'm gonna be into. Or I have my, my partner that's into that, or I'll have somebody in the family to do that part, or, but why do you believe it will take a lifetime? Will take a lifetime. Even though it's a choice, but we all can influence and help each other. Those people who do not want to be poor, they fell on hard times. This is a thing. when I say want to, I guess there's perspective on that, because I have heard some people just explain it that way. So I'm not just saying this because I'm just like thinking that they want to be that way. I'm saying it because I've heard it from people. So you're telling me that I'm like, they lying to me, basically. You like, nah, they don't want that. Is that what we doing? Because I'm telling you, like, I've heard it from people. Some people don't want to deal with the idea of working and being in the system, and they would much rather just have nothing and be outside and just live. And of course, there are some that have fallen on hard times that could use some help. Of course, we're not disregarding that, but we're not going to disregard it. Bro, I just want to empower people to believe that it could be whatever you want it to be. And it's not that somebody got to do it for you. Like that's what I stand on right there. That's the most, to me, the most empowering, liberating thing and feeling in the world. To know that I got this. I can do anything. I can do it. I can connect with the right people. I can get clean. Whatever it is. It's not, oh, I could only do this if somebody else helped me. Some people feel that way. I don't feel that way. And I would never suggest somebody be okay with feeling that way, because then it's like, so what, you gonna wait forever? How long you gonna wait? What if nobody ever comes and helps and saves you? Are you gonna blame the world? How did you get in this position? I got so many questions. Where do we own it? Where do we take accountability? That's when you're gonna win in life, when you take accountability. And then when you have a passion for something like that, like when you go build something for that, like let that passion in your heart. You feel me? Like when Tupac spoke on it, he spoke on it passionately, but he was on interviews. He was on a worldwide screen where people could hear him roar. He made a difference. It made something happen. He wasn't just like crying about it. He was like, kinda. But you know, he was making a difference. He was reaching millions of people. They heard his voice. The universe always provides. Wasn't Tupac a government psyop? I don't know, bro. I don't know. When I don't know things, I tend to lean on I don't know. You know, we got a trillion conspiracy theories. I've looked into a few of them, but you know, I don't tend to spend a whole lot of time on thinking on things when it's like something that you'll never get the answer to. You know, like whether Tupac was a psyop for the government. We will. I'm okay with it saying I will never know. I'm not going to do no in life. So I don't know, and I'm okay with just being like, I don't know, maybe. Some people be like, nah, for sure, I know it. And when people be like that, I'd be like, okay, sure, I got you, bro. You know, I know you know, because you were there. hmm Some people be like, so sure. And I think I ran into this saying early on that assuming makes an ass out of you, not me. But I tend to not assume. And that's one of the principles I took away from the book, The Four Agreements. Do not make assumptions. So I tend to live by that, to be honest with you. That also keeps me open-minded and open to different understandings and different perspectives, because maybe, maybe not. But I'm not going to assume the way that I would assume. We all know that this wall is red based on the human collective understanding and whoever named it. You know, I'm not sure who named it, but we all can agree that's a red wall right there. Now that I know, but I only know based on what I was told and taught. So I'm not even going to defend it too deeply, because like maybe once upon a time that was called something else. In other languages, it's called something else. I think in Spanish, this is rojo. So what is, you know? But loving what you are sharing. Thank you. My pleasure. And most of us are just blessed and are in the right place at the right time and get what we need, it will land in our hands mindset. I'm with you on that too. Vouchers usually from the country. I used to work at a hotel at the front desk. Sometimes a pastor or community member would pay for a homeless person. I'm trying to tell you, it happens often. And I hear this thing come from, I've been in rooms, man, with wealthy people, and hearing them talk versus hearing how somebody living in poverty describes wealthy people is two totally different things. In my experience, people who are the wealthiest are the nicest. They are the most helpful. They give hundreds of thousands of dollars to charity and tell nobody. They don't need to broadcast it or make a video about it. And so you may not know, and you may have all your belief. They don't even try to address the haters who talking about them. They just be that way because they understand wealth. They understand giving. They understand when you give, you receive, and tithing, and all these different concepts, right? But it's happening so often. And so we can't focus in on the few situations where it's not like that and act like it just never happens. It happens very often, more often than most people think. But I've had that conversation, and to go back again to my mom, it was a few years ago. And I remember going and having that conversation, just hearing her perspective on something, and I'm just like, nah, that's not it. You think they don't do nothing? You think they not helping nobody? You think they just rich and don't help people? That's not true. And if that's your perspective on rich people, it might be why you never get there. Because if you see people with a lot of money and wealth and you see them as bad people, why would you want to be one of them? So subconsciously, you already blocking yourself. There go that block. You blocking yourself from getting there because you don't want to be seen in that light. And subconsciously, this might not be a conscious thought and belief, but you don't want to be that person. So you almost do things that keep you from expanding and becoming your wealthiest because of how you see wealthy people. You see them as, oh, they should, man, why don't they do this? They should help people. And it's like, name one person that's wealthy that you know personally, not somebody that you just seen in the media be talked about in the media. Because like I said earlier, all media is paid media. So all these narratives that you see pushed is literally just, I'm just saying. Where are these free hotel rooms you speak of? I'm not sure, bro. I don't own a hotel room, but they out there talking true initiative for oneself, determination, mindset. And when you least expect it, what you needed will end right in your lap. Trump made it illegal to be homeless now. It is illegal, so what they're going to do? Lock you up? Is that a real thing? They will go to prison. Wow. Well, I guess if you go to prison, that's crazy. That's crazy. You are controlled at that point, but you're getting shelter and a bed and free food. I don't know. How y'all feel about that? Prison and jail are very, and by the way, my dad is locked up right now. So I know that's not it's not a very comfortable place. That's not somewhere that somebody desires to be at all. But anyway, and people who are homeless are not going to go to prison with the murders, all due respect. Where why do they have to hustle the government though in the first place, my love? Did God come up with capitalism? Just because I question it doesn't mean I'm not working it. Why do they have to hustle government? I guess because they don't have enough to pay their bills and to own that home, or to get them food stamps, to get that food. It's like they got all these systems and we still want more. Like, but you're saying, why do they even have to have that in the first place? Because it costs money. Like, I still haven't gotten an answer from him. I'm still waiting on it. I might get it on the call. We'll see. And I also don't want to make the whole call about that either. So let me just say that too. But how do you suggest someone gets a home right now with no money? How do they get a home? What is a legit way that you think society should operate? Like, how do people get into homes unless they build it themselves? Like, what's another? Let me just stick with that one question so we could stay focused. So you asked, why did they need it in the first place? Because they need to live and they need to be able to eat. And food costs money and housing costs money. Why does it cost money? How else would they get it? They don't have nothing to offer to even barter. How else would they get it? Does somebody just give it to them? Because everybody that got things, they've worked for it. They've built enough. Are you suggesting that like some of people of the world are just the people that work hard and they build their things or work easy, however you want to call it, right? And they build things up, and then the other half of the world is just like people that should just like be given things for nothing? Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, how that could really look. I'm glad I caught when I did. I'm about to pass out. Good night. I was trying to make it illegal to be homeless, Missy. I don't know, bro. I don't really know what's going on in the political world. When did he make it illegal? I'm not sure. That was just what I seen in the chat. Y'all let me know. First time, what are you doing and discussing? We started off with no blocks, removing blocks, this idea of blocks. People block themselves with their thoughts, and it just kind of been unraveling ever since. And I want everybody to like submit real questions, more so questions on mindset, questions on money mindset, questions on manifestation, questions on consistency, questions on confidence. I put a description. It's free. You could submit a question anonymously. Your name won't even be in it. I won't even know that it came from you unless you want me to know. But you can submit some anonymous questions. Check the description. I put it there. And I'm going to start replying to these questions. I'm looking to create this new segment so that I have content that I give a lot of this type of dialogue and back and forth and information or perspective when I'm on live, but I want to start getting some in my short form content. So I'm gonna start replying to questions. I already seen like maybe 20, 30 questions came in when I put the link out earlier. So I'm looking for the best questions. I seen somebody was asking, you know, all type of things, but I'm gonna find the best ones and I'm gonna be responding in a video. And so if you have questions, I would love to know. But more so on the topics that I spoke on, you feel me? Affirmations, maybe the music, you know, how to be more empowered, how to feel more empowered, how to overcome your overthinking, like these type of questions, like how to win more, you know? I fell on hard times and hard times got harder and I found work, but I sensed something was off. Then I tried to build business, but then my work slowed down and income decreased and I was being barked at. Uh-oh. Do you mean literally barked at? What do you mean by that? And more power to you for looking to build a business. Anybody that's building a business, you're special. I appreciate it. And it's another thing. I think accountability is like a lost art or something. Like, for one, we don't know anybody's situation. But for the situations that I've heard personally from people that I know personally, you typically just hear like excuse after excuse after blame. And it's like no accountability. And it's like it's everybody's fault but their own. And I'm not here to support that like type of mindset because I don't think it helps. I don't think you can win that way. And I think you forever will be dependent on somebody else to do it for you. And what does that actually do for you? If you spend your whole life waiting on somebody else to do it, blaming somebody else for it, what you don't have, when we all have access, We all, at least right now, if you in here, I'm assuming you at least have a phone. Remember that? If you have a phone, you have a lawyer. Listen, if you have a phone, you have access. And if you like, but I don't know how, well, you can figure out how. Everything is figure outable. You can go to Google or even now, Chat GPT. You can go to YouTube. How can I? How do I do this? But you know what people do? They go scroll and be distracted. And they go complain. And they go have block parties where they go talk about all their blocks to everybody. And they don't do nothing to do what they got to do to make it happen. They sit and scroll and watch Netflix all day and night and complain instead of doing what they could do to make a change. That's a part of the problem. They'd rather get around other people that want to listen to their problems all day and night. Then they open the bottle and crack the bottle. Then they run from the problems. And then they wonder why they keep. I'm just saying, like, people that I've experienced, that I've talked to. I'm just like, come on, bro. Look it up, do your homework. Okay. Sure, I agree. I just obviously have unique beliefs. Also, I am a pure example of beating all the odds. I healed my children when doctors told me I couldn't and wouldn't. They were nonverbal. Now that type of thing, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of all these paragraphs, I still haven't seen the answer to the question that I'm asking. You feel me? Like, just how? How? Because I'm with you on that. Anything is possible. I'm even with you when you just brought that up. That reminded me of, I think it was in Think and Grow Rich. I love this story in Think and Grow Rich when Napoleon Hill is talking about his son was born with no ears physically. He didn't have ears, so he couldn't hear, and he never allowed the doctors to tell him that his son was going to be deaf forever, and he never allowed them to even suggest that to his son who really couldn't hear. But he never allowed that suggestion to be placed into his consciousness. You feel me? He like always fed him with the idea that you're going to be able to hear, you're going to be good. And then however the story played out, he eventually was able to hear. And I think they like created the hearing aid or something like that. So I'm with you on that. My only question was just like, when it comes to this getting it with no money, I just want you to tell me one way how you can go get a home and food today with no money. That's all I want the answer to. Anybody, by the way, can answer that question. You might open my mind. You might help me see it another way. Gotta run, but I grew up poor with only a narcissistic mom. Out of DV with a baby, you're raised alone, and people still mad because I always find something to be grateful for with a smile. I love you. And miracles happen. Come on, talk to them. I love to hear that. And for out there, I know for a fact anything can be manifested. Facts. Facts. Denying modern medicine for your kids is neglectful. Okay. Yes, manifestation. Yes, no assumptions. Yes, facts. Peace, love, and prosperity. Peace, fam. Big Pharma. I don't put my son's school pickup time. I'm with you. Do you feel guilt making money off making music centered around money while it brings so much evil? Are you asking me personally? To answer the question, no. I don't agree with this end part though. What brings evil? It's almost like I don't want to say I don't believe in it, but like I don't spend my time focused on evil. Like, what could be evil? What's mean and mad and bad and negative? That's not my life. That's not my mindset. That's not where my head is ever at. I don't spend time there. But do I feel guilt? I also don't feel guilt. I think guilt is a pointless emotion to an intentional, integral human being. To feel guilt is a waste. When you know you're doing your best and you have a pure, positive intention, what is the point of being guilty or feeling guilty? Other than the fact that what somebody else think. Why would I feel guilty? Do I feel, and then you say, hold on, let me address the full question. Do you feel guilty making money off music? Oh, off making music centered around money? No. No. I get so many DMs and comments about how this music is helping people, encouraging people, uplifting people, changing people's lives. Guilty? What? And then there's it brings so much. I don't agree that money brings evil. So I would have to agree with that statement to answer that question that way. I don't agree that money brings evil. Money is money. And maybe there are people that the money gets in the hands of that could have evil intentions. I'm not worried about them though. I don't spend time thinking about them. I'm not going to let them live in here rent free. I'm going to go do something positive out here and maybe I can get on their mind. They're going to think about me. They're going to think about, oh, that positive guy. Look at him out there trying to make this positive change. Yeah, you're going to think about me. I ain't thinking about you. You ain't about to live in my head rent free. Take up my time and energy and thought. No. No. What's up, Coach? Coach is in the building. Yo, Coach, I opened up for questions. Spread the word. MFU, everybody. Check the description. I got a new way to take questions in anonymously. Yes, it was on the news that homeless people were being put in jail. If they were offered to relocate and they refused, then they booked them. Okay. Excuse me. Open access economy, no prices, no wages, no buying. Everything is freely accessible. Food, housing, transportation. But this the thing. Hold on, let me finish the comment. Let me finish. Tools, education. Instead of earning access, society guarantees it. Okay, now this sounds like a mission. But my question to you would be, I'm never going to say it's not possible. My question would be, if there were no prices, no wages, no buying, everything is free and accessible, how? 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 Somebody has to build the house. Somebody has to take their time. Matter of fact, multiple people have to take their time, their efforts, their energy, their days of their life to go build this house. How would it be free? For food, people have to grow that. How could it be free? How could you just get that for nothing? How? Somebody's supposed to take their time and their effort and their energy to create something, and people gonna get it for free? I'm just trying to figure out, like, really how? Transportation, a car, so somebody should just be given a car and given the gas and it doesn't cost anything? Somebody had to build the gas station. It costs a lot of money to do these things. It costs money to build things at this point. Why? Because you're buying people's time. It takes time to grow crops and grow food. And then when they grow, the person who grew it will probably want some for themselves and their family. So if somebody outside of them wanted some, they're taken away from. So how could they just, I'm trying to, like, this is a good point. Housing is just freely accessible to everybody. No wages. An open access economy. Anybody else got some insights on this philosophy here? The open access economy, where nothing costs. Society guarantees it. We just look out for each other like that. Hey, bro, you need a home? No worries, I got you. Give me a couple months. I'm gonna build it up. It's yours. Like, is how? I'm just trying to like see how. Cause like they still building homes like nonstop. Clearly, homes are like a necessary thing. Like people still buying them every day. Or are you saying like maybe some of the homes that are like not lived in right now? But then there's a market for that. Like there's a market for everything. Even the homes that are not lived in. There are people out here that not in real estate, but like maybe in flipping homes, and they going out and they scoping all the homes that's not lived in, and they looking to put it on the market so they can make money. And there are people that are living in these homes, by the way, called squatters. You feel me? They living for free. It's a million squatters living for free in a nice home right now for as long as they can. And then they just gonna go to the next one if they get caught or something, you know? You'd have to drop the link to the news story because I never heard that. I wouldn't be able to tell you where the news story at, fam. I ain't gonna point you to the news. I'm gonna point you to yourself. Go within, talk to God. That's where you're gonna find the answers at, bro. Farms, energy systems, and factories run through automation. Goods are produced in abundance, so scarcity disappears. People take what they need, not more. It's already being tested in small communities. Okay. So it's produced. So the people that produce it are just doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They're not getting nothing for it. Okay. They just do what they do. Okay. And whenever you need something, you can just pull from the pool of all the resources and access that we have. Excuse me. Okay. I can almost kind of see that. And then it would just become, okay, so now we need 8 billion people to get on the same page. That would be my only like little pushback. But I'm still trying to figure out how we saying that these homes gonna be built and this food gonna be grown and these cars gonna be built and put together and it ain't gonna be no money involved. It's just gonna be, build that thing up for me. Thanks. Does anybody here operate that way? Like, do y'all just like use a lot of your time and effort and energy throughout your day and just like give stuff away? Like you just work to give away. Like that's like your life. You're just like, I just work, I work hard, I build things, I do things. I just give my service away for free. Anybody work a job and don't take no money? You just doing what the company is like expecting of you, but you don't expect nothing in return. Anybody like I'm not knocking the concept. I'm just really trying to put it into perspective to make sense in today's society, in today's world, the way it is now. I really, and you know, I believe in anything being possible, but I do not see a world today with all the access, all the things that we done been able to obtain and seen and visualize and vision board, that somebody gonna say, you know what, that we're gonna get everybody to agree, I don't really need nothing. I don't want nothing. I don't want more. Interesting. Don't have all the answers. However, I am a limitless believer and I know I can thrive in any system for sure. I'll make you a clothing brand and website for $500, dog. What's up, dog? I appreciate you, dog. Exactly. Stop scrolling and get to work. Come on, coach. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not opposed to the work though, bro. Like, I never really been a complainer though, like since birth. I kind of been like, okay. Like, even if you ask my mom, like, since she can remember and she remembers my birth, I've just been a very nonchalant, laid back, chill, unbothered individual. just kind of go with the flow. And so I don't tend to complain about what it is and how it is. Only changes I really look to make are the changes within me. And I feel like that changes my reality. I actually see that is how it is. Literally, it's only how you see it, how you think about it. Another thing we talked about today was the what is it, the split theory or something like that. Speaking of like quantum physics, I'm speaking from experience. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm hearing you too, Divine. I'm really wanting to get this understanding. My bad if I'm asking too many questions. I know I was asking for the question. Now I got questions, and I just be looking for the answers to make it make sense to me. I'm not ever putting it down or doubting it. I'm just trying to get some clarity on it, because it could just be this big grand idea, but it's like, have we thought about like how is this actually gonna be a thing? And then also my mind goes to, why isn't it already a thing? But I just came in and I have to rewatch to answer your question. Okay, bet. Yeah, you can always just slide it on back to the beginning. I got you. Cut down a tree and build, but we need some strong men and equipment for sure. What was the question you speak in an answer to? Keep up. Instead of working for money, people contribute in ways they choose. Teaching, building, caring for children, maintaining systems, creating art, research, community support. And so do you believe that like you could get everybody in the world to agree with this philosophy, this belief in how it should be? That's something that you feel passionate about, because if that's a big mission. I don't think you got time to waste. You probably want to go and get up out of here and be on that. That's a big mission. If you like, nah, I believe this can, or is it just like a, oh, I wish it could be that? It's either a I wish, or it's like a, this is huge. This is something you work on every day. This is something you speak on every day. This is something you blast out there. If you like, I'm making this a movement. I'm making this a thing. Homies do that where for food, people get emergency food assistance such as food vouchers, and for housing, depending on the situation. There are emergency shelters and section, which may be a process. Um, you can get food from food pantry and look for seeds to plant and grow them for sure. Guilt is a low vibrational frequency. Uh-oh. What did I do? There we go. Guilt is a low vibrational frequency along with shame and fear. Yeah, I don't tap into shame, fear, or guilt. You feel me? There's nobody in here that could make me feel guilty for something. Right? His music is very amazing and helpful. What type of question is that? Your stream delayed by a few minutes. Okay, he was evil, has nothing to do with money. I agree with that one. I don't agree that money bring evil. Me either. Me either. I think it's a limited thought to think that. I think people, and then I don't think I've ever heard a rich person say attach money to evil. And so it would usually come from the other. It's like, oh man, this money stuff, I'm mad at money. Like, don't be mad at money, bro. Money ain't do nothing to you. Money is just money. It's just something that people created. And when you really do your history, I have done the history on that and just went back into like when money became a thing. And of course we started with just like the barter system, and then we got gold, and eventually we got into the dollar, and now we even have Bitcoin. It just continues to evolve. But um there's a good story you could catch on YouTube. It's like a 4 or 5 part series or something. Um, what is it called? Let me type it in. I think it's called "How Men Built America" or something like that. Yeah, the men who built America. this the one? Oh yeah, The Men Who Built America. Now that's not where I got my deep dive on the evolution of money, but kind of see how this whole world and how America came about. Um, I guess the way you do it is by taking action. That's how everybody should go about getting what they want. If someone wants a house and food, they manifest it by working towards achieving it. Yes. I love your music, by the way. My favorite one is I'm in alignment. Let's go, Aquarian. That's one of the ones. I literally posted that song the other day. So you're telling me there are people that would not want to do those things anymore. What things? So the only motivation is money to do it. Not the money. It's not the money. It's the time. It's what money is for you. It's a tool. So money isn't just money. You feel me? Like, do you work right now? Do you have a job, or like do you do work to get money to pay bills? If so, why you do that? Why don't you just work for them and just do that and then don't get nothing in return? Like, serious question though, not like to joke. I'm just trying to get an understanding. Cause no, it's not money. Like, if I build you a car, I would love some money in exchange for it, because I took my time, my effort, my energy. I will never get that back. But if you give me a certain amount of money, that'll be a good exchange that I could go use this as a tool to maybe go build something else that I want, or to go pay for my food, or to go pay for something for my family. Just because I get it, it's the system that we in, and trying to go against the system, I get that too. I'm just not one of them people that's like, I'm going against the system. I go against the system by just being positive, to be honest with you. Creating the music that I create, I believe, is like going against the system. You know? Empowering people is me going against the system. Telling you that you can do anything is going against the system for me. Not trying to like change the system that somebody else created. It's not even my system. I didn't create this. Who am I to come in and try to tell them how to, like, they built this whole thing. They built their system, their business. Who am I to try to come into business and tell them how they should operate? Like, I didn't have the foresight to put all of this in place. I kind of appreciate that somebody else thought all the way through it. And it might not be easy for everybody, which honestly makes me feel even more unique and special, because not everybody can do it. And so when you're one of the ones that can figure it out and you get it done, it's like, I knew I was great, you know? Nature gives us free food, resources. Okay. But everybody's bringing up nature. I'm just like, yo, why aren't you just living in nature? What's stopping you from doing that right now? If that's your argument, what is stopping you from just being out in nature right now? Give up all your belongings, all your material things, and just go live that life. That would be you being the change that you want to see. Let's go live it. But you know what's crazy? You kind of need money to make change in this world. And we could call that a limiting belief, or we could just say that's just what it is. And if you would love to disprove me, then just go do that. Because I don't have the answer. But I will say, just go do it. Make it happen, Captain. You feel me? Because I do believe anything is possible, and I will be there to cheer you on. And I will be celebrating. Don't think I ain't going to celebrate you just because I didn't see how it was going to happen. Right, you have to do something to get what you want. Man, I swear, people want to get away from the action. They want to get away from action. They're just like, yo, but I was born. I'm me. I should just have everything for free. And I get it. I feel worthy like that too. But if I go out here and yell it to the world, I don't typically get nothing in return. You know? I gotta go make magic. I gotta go be of value, of service, which I take pride in. I enjoy it. It was done using the barter system before the invention of money, right? But why did they invent money? Jews is making up it's illegal to be homeless. That was made up. That wasn't true. Is that what you're saying? Excuse me. We have gifts and talents and things we love. For example, having access to materials to build without having to buy it. I would definitely build it. And I am actually working on building it. And I'm here to support that. I'm just saying, me personally, see, I wouldn't be into that system because I don't desire to build anything. Not gonna hold you. And even the phone, I don't want to build a phone. I actually used to work on iPhones, especially when mine would break. I would order my screen from Amazon for like $5 and replace it myself. I got all the little toolkit. You know what I'm saying? But even hindsight, I would never do that again. That would take me like an hour of my time out of my day where I could have been enjoying time with my kids or something. I was sitting there all being tedious with every little screw and picking through it. And no, I could just go take it to the mall, give them $150, $200. It'll be done in 15 minutes. And while they doing it, I could be doing something else. And then I get my phone and I'm done. I'm good. I don't want to build nothing. Certain things. Clearly I'm building. I'm continuing to build. But like physical things, I don't want to work with my hands and build a house. Some people love that. And for them, they should be paid. And for them, I'm willing to pay them because they willing to put that work in and do something that I don't desire to do. And what I can exchange for you is, you know? But if you down to build, like, it's going to be tough to get the whole world to say, yeah, we all just going to build our own. All we need is the materials. The materials are here on earth, right? So we got it. No. Not everybody wants to learn how to build and how to put it together and figure out tech and AI, No, it is true. It is illegal to be home. Okay. That might have to be a video title. Is it illegal to be homeless? Interesting. A lot of empty churches. Have a great night. Thank you. The abundance is real. You already know. Word. It would have to be trading for something. That's all I'm saying. Something got to exchange. Why not exchange this thing that we could just like have an abundance of? Do you know they print money still, maybe still to this day, but all the time, every day. There's an unlimited, money is unlimited. So instead of being like, oh, I wish it didn't have to be money, just realize there's an abundance of it and you can have as much of it as you want. And figure that part out versus being like, man, I wish we just didn't have to have money. No, figure out how you can have as much as you want. That's the part that people kind of go, I wish I didn't have to have this money stuff. But if you had it in abundance, then you could do all the things that all the ideas, all the things you think about, all the people you want to help. Now you could actually go do that. That's the thing that I challenge people to do. Like, if you're one of the ones, it's like, yo, people should get more help, then you should go help more people. Do not complain about who's not getting helped and why everybody else should do what you think should be happening. You create that reality. You be that change. We cannot look at the whole world and think that it's supposed to shift the way we think it's supposed to be. You know? It's called an exchange. You provide something I want or need. I provide something you may lack and want, etc. And we do it. Now I'm with that. I'm with that. With my own business, I'm an author. I write novels and give them away more than I make money from them, in my opinion. I just love what I do. Congrats. Congrats on loving what you do. It's impossible. Look at China, child labor. I gave my whole life for free, volunteering, healings, etc. I believe it will never go without. I believe I will never go without. Okay. It comes back to me. Let go of attachment. I love that for you. I love that. That's incredible. And I'm glad you feel that way. Right? And you will never go without. And shout out to you for all the volunteering and healings and everything that you've done. I think a lot of people in like the spiritual space do a lot for free, but also see it like where it's like they just like, I'm just waiting on my moment. I'm waiting on my thing. I'm waiting on my time. I know I've been doing right. I've been giving. Bro, you deserve more than what you're getting. You deserve to be abundant. You deserve to be blessed. And if we're living in something where it's, it's a money game, figure the money game out, bro. Play to win, bro. Play to win. Or just go be the change. We can live in a reality, multiple timeline, different frequency. We attract what we are, feel, believe, facts. Feel like an employee of life. I like that. Never give expecting something in return. Do it from the heart. Yep. But talking about branding, okay. Me for 6 months. And a person would not give things away for free is because they have bills, etc. But what if they didn't have bills in the first place? I'm looking forward to this conversation, Divine. If y'all want to hear this conversation with Divine and I, we're going to at least get an understanding with some verbal back and forth versus me trying to make out these comments. But check the description for that too. Get into the school. We'll be on a live call on Wednesday, and that's the Wednesday call. Because when you speak of this, like, no bills and no this and no that, how? If I don't pay the light bill, the light's gonna cut off. How else do I get that light to cut back on? Hey man, if you cut that light on, to me it's just easy to be like, I got some money for you. You know what I'm saying? Just cut the lights back on, brother. I got, how much? Cool. I don't want to be like, hey man, I'll build you up. What am I gonna build for you? I'm not even a builder. Let me build up your mindset. I can build up your confidence. I could build up your social media platform. But then we wouldn't need nothing. We wouldn't even need nothing if we did. It just make life or something. You don't have a clothing brand or website, dog. Are you telling me or are you like asking me? And you saying you want to build it for me? Matter of fact, go to mellowwill.com while we at it. I've given things away before because I'm abundant and I have been a child, so I always was good with money, saving money. Now that's love. I've noticed that the only people who complain or say money is evil are the ones who can't seem to access enough of it. That's what I'm saying. Or they are ones who can't seem to spend it wisely. That's what I've seen, So I'm trying to hear out another perspective. Money is a frequency, yes. Money did Epstein a lot of good. Okay. Being her a bit has challenged my mindset. Being here has challenged your mindset, maybe. As long as you're open to it. As long as you're not stuck in your way and your view and mad at anybody else that has an opposing opinion, One thing I'll never do is argue. We're never going to argue. I'm never going to be mad that you disagree with me. I promise you. But we can have a healthy conversation. We can get an understanding of one another. And I'm willing to ask questions forever. Yeah, it's energy, facts. They built the systems that influence us all, though. I'm with you on that. I'm with you with that. Housing is nature, too. It's nature's resource. Right. But imagine somebody build a house for you. What else do you offer them other than money? Like you personally, what do you offer somebody that Says, hey, I got this house for you. I built it. It took me 3 months. What are you offering them? For real. Like, okay, I don't have a 500,000 right now, but what are you offering? And then I guess prices and stuff wouldn't be inflated because people wouldn't need to make profit if we all just agreed, right? But then it would like take everybody to be on that type of system. And I gotta imagine it's a reason why we not still in the barter system. And it's like, really, when you lean to the other side with me, it's a lot easier to be this way, to lean to the side of like, oh, but I can actually create as much abundance as I want. Money is limitless. It's limitless. Literally, everybody on earth could be a millionaire. You know why everybody on earth is not a millionaire? Do you know? It's a mindset. You ever heard that, man, if all the money in the world got distributed evenly amongst everybody in the world, within a short time period, the rich would be back rich, the poor would be back poor because of a mindset and because of spending habits. It's literally a mindset. But that's the part most people don't want to accept and own. They're like, nah, but it's because this and because it's too much and it's too tough and it's bro. If one person can do it, and that's why I lean into what's possible. If they can do it, I can do it. That's just how I see life. If they can go get it all, I can go get it all. There's nothing stopping me. I don't see nothing that can stop me except me and my thoughts. I was supposed to live in a tent for sure. I also had CPS on my back. Funny they see living off the land as wrong because they are taught to keep us in the system. Love the short you made singing about magic. What you know about magic? I don't believe people want to get away from the action. You can act without obeying someone else's systems. But this is my opinion. I got you. Yet they wouldn't help when I was homeless. Who's they? I don't know. CPS, but Australian government giving housing to West foreigners, but not to its own citizens. See, I'm not looking for no reason to complain and compare. We like all of that is just like it's a waste of your time. Oh, but how it's not fair they got it and I don't get it. You don't want to walk around thinking like that, bro. You need to think, what can I do? And let me go do that. Not, oh, but they got it, so I should. No. No. Being born, you're not owed anything. And if you think you are, that's cool. It doesn't take everybody, Mellow. Just the people that enjoy it. For sure. So that could be a whole thing, a whole economy within itself. So it should exist somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a thing, it should just be a thing. And for the people that want to feed into that and be that, let it be that. And you said, I don't know, you or somebody else said there are societies like that. Like if that's what I felt and that's what I thought, I would move there. I wouldn't think like the whole world should shift to do what I think it should do. I would think, let me go where people live in the way I want to live, and I'm going to live in amongst this community, amongst this society. But we live in this privileged America where the possibilities are endless and the abundance is real. You should create a website and clothing brand. Then why should I do that? Because you are suggesting it? I'm trying to figure out what you're getting at right now. You're like trying to sell me a service that I never asked for. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the worst. Like when people try to sell me something that I never asked for, I get those in my DMs all the time. Hey man, you need this, you need that. Bro, I never said that. How about talk to me about something that I actually desire right now? I mean, if you want me to spend my money. Like, talk to me about what I want, not what you think I need or what you know what I mean? That's kind of backwards. Like, if I would have been like, yo, I need this and that, then you brought it up, then it would have made some sense. I'm not one of the people you could just be, hey, man, you need that. And then I'm going to just be like, oh, you right. What? Give me some bricks and I will give you timber. If no one had bills or had to worry about money, then trading services probably would be the next best way to go. Oh, I've never had a king next to my name. Oh, the crown. Not sure how it works, but I accept it. I don't know why they give you the crown next to your name. What does that mean? Oh, it looks like it says top fans. We got the top 3 in here right now. Divine is number 1, Divine Gold. Then we got Econ at number 2. Then we got another Divine at number 3. Everybody else, come on, y'all gotta get y'all crowns up. Maybe it's whoever's like the most interactive, who's here the longest type of thing. Maybe it's whoever hit that subscription bell. We will never argue. That's a fact. Know that, Divine. Know that, anybody that know me. I don't know the last time in life I've had an argument, to be honest with you. You are building us now. Let's go. Tesla sold free energy for $1 so we could all have it. You said sold free energy for $1. $1 isn't free. But I digress. Then they killed them off. The elite don't pay for it. They continue. The rich stay rich, poor stay poor. But we've broken that system down. I would be the builder in the scenario, but I would find out what it is they will want or may need that I can add or contribute. I love your questions, by the way. You're stretching me. Thank you. Because finding out what they want and need, to me, it just seemed like, I guess I'm one of the ones that's just appreciative of the system, because it sounds way easier for me to just give you money. But that's also because I see money as just something that we can all easily obtain a bunch of. There's no limit to that. I think when we break past that, it's like, oh, okay. This is actually much easier. Let me just go make more money. But if you just like, yeah, fuck that system, I ain't gonna never do nothing in that system. Oh, okay. But to me, the easier way is to just get your money up and get a bunch of it and want for nothing. And then let that be the thing that like, or just be okay with not having anything. Like, it's two ways I see that. Like, be okay with not having things, not having much, or realize that you can get as much as you want and just go get it. Don't complain. Don't knock the system. Don't be mad. Don't spend time with that. Spend time with building and getting and obtaining as much as you can and helping as many people as you can. You know? We're no longer in the barter system because people have gotten lazy. Convenience has made people comfortable. Hey, you speaking to me. And ignorance has become more blissful. No, I never heard of that. I heard there was enough money to go around 7 times, though, for 7 multiple. Yes. And yes, if they can, we can too. However, I love everybody at Mellow, not just me. For sure. And I love everybody too. But I can't take on the weight of the world. I can't take on the weight and the responsibility of everybody. And I think when we love ourselves, that is love for everybody. When you're really able to love yourself and create the life that you desire, that is a great service. That is a great way to show up for the world. Be the example. Not complaining, just saying, why involve a child protection system only to try and take the children away? I was happy to find my own way. Word. I've never had to deal with that. that service or anything. So I'm not sure. The Queen's basement is filled with so many gold bars to feed, excuse me, the whole world multiple times. Hey, dude, I love your money song. Thank you. My pleasure. Gratitude. It's like money coming to me easily. Indeed. It's when money come to play. So he technically had to charge a minimum $1 to follow their legal standards. But energy is free. Word. We are not taking on the weight of everyone. I am one person and I am already the example in many ways. There we go. So just continue to be that example and you're creating that world. You know? But if that's the case, I just say you gotta fully commit to it then. If that's where you're going with it. You gotta leave that job alone. You don't take no more of this American money, the American home, the food, all the things. Like really, it's some. I'm saying this though because there's some people that really commit and really feel it, and they all the way in it. They like, nah, this what I'm doing. I'm not like I don't have no problem with money. I don't see it as a problem. I see it as infinite, and we all have the ability to make as much as we want. Like I said, everybody could be a millionaire if everybody had the right mindset, the right mentor, maybe the right steps, the right actions that they were taking. Everybody could. But there's a good amount of people on this earth that believe it's somebody else's fault why they don't. Or they believe that it's hard. Or they believe that it's unfair. But the people who believe that it's possible, they get it. And they get it infinitely. And they get whatever they want. And they can help as many people as they want. Like I said, the richest people I've been in communication with help the most people. They do the most for people. And it's crazy because they take the most criticism from people who don't know them at all, who say they should do more for poor people. Rich people need to help poor people. It's like, but the people saying that ain't helping nobody. It's crazy to me. The people who telling people what they should be doing with their money ain't helping nobody. Or they helping everybody and that's why they ain't got nothing and then they mad. Somebody just came to mind for me just now. Like, they do the most helping everybody, but like, they ain't got it the way the way they really inside want to have it. I'm just saying. What does it mean, get paid to live? And what is the point of that? I don't know. Where'd you get that from? Get paid to live? I guess I'm going to just go with what comes to mind. Get paid to live. Get paid to be you. Live life. I look at like, which is not, I guess, that simple, but even like streamers. If you know, streamers is a big thing now. Streamers are like the new rappers, right? They just have somebody following them around for a certain amount of time, and they stream it. They're just living. They're just doing things. They go bowling. They go play basketball. They go to the gym. You feel me? They driving. They having fun. They going out taking shots, and then they check their bank account, and it's booming because that streaming be doing it. You feel me? But that's the first thing that come to mind. Being able to do things that you love and be handsomely compensated for it. We all deserve that. You're amazing. I enjoyed this mental gymnastic. Let's go. I'm working on some things. I still get money, but I know I can receive without it too. That's a core belief of mine. I'm with you on that core belief that you can receive without it. I'm with you on that. I will just say my take on it or my stance is that that is leaning on a unknown. It's leaning on a knowing that you kind of gotta wait for it to show up physically to lean into that belief. You gotta be way more okay with not having it until you actually have it versus doing the work to obtain it. I just don't have a problem with that. And maybe I'll get a deeper understanding of like what's the issue with like doing work and what's wrong with hard work, or like how does that negatively affect, because I just don't feel negatively affected. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am the happiest person that I know personally. I have the most peace personally. And I know a lot of people. I do. But I say that to say, like, I don't have a problem. So I'm trying to see what the I don't even want to. Why am I trying to see what the problem is? I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from. I should say that. How do you love yourself without being selfish and guilty? Bro, I'm not against being selfish, first of all. Like, if you're not selfish, then what are you? You're just like people pleasing? You're just like for everybody else? I think if we're all somewhat selfish and we were good with us and we took care of ourselves, we're actually now better for others. If we all had because some people give up too much of themselves and then don't have enough, or they give because they would feel guilty. I give out of the kindness of my heart. And so when it's a moment when I don't want to give, I don't beat myself up or I don't feel guilty about it because I have options. I have a choice. I can decide to or not to. But I don't make everybody else my responsibility. And to me, that's because I love me. I love myself. I give from a full cup. I give from overflow. And that seems more accomplishable for me. Like, for example, if I wanted something from you and I was like, yo, can I have such and such? And you'd be like, no. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I operate. I don't think nobody owe me nothing. I would not think you're selfish. I don't know the last time I've told somebody, yo, you so selfish. Like, I don't feel that way. You have the option to say yes or no. You don't owe me anything. Some people walk around thinking that people owe them something. And so when they get told no, they like, oh, you selfish. And then some of you, if somebody tell you selfish, that'll make you change your decision. Not me. Not me, bro. You don't gotta walk around with this guilt and this selfish feeling like people making you feel bad. Now they playing you because they could easily manipulate you. They could trigger you into making you do what they want you to do. Now, are you living for you or are you living for them? Love yourself. Love yourself. The more you love you, the more you'll be able to love others. Like truly love others. And then see others in a powerful state. I see you as so much more than you may see yourself. So like, I believe in you. I believe that you're good even if I don't do it for you. I believe in you. I believe you could get the right information, the right help, the right perspective. It's all a perspective. Unconditional love is free. Guilt is usually a trauma response. Can self-love and still be selfless? Yeah, I feel that too. I feel the selfless, but like, don't let people get you with the, oh, you selfish and now you giving more than you actually are able to give. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that. If you're not selfish, you are, what are you saying? Mellow, there is no problem, just evolution, love. It's a leaning on trusting the universe and myself and knowing I can attract what I want now or later. I have done the hard work that I just do now. Very true. Self love for sure. But also know I can be at ease also and still deserve what I want. You deserve all you want. And it's okay to be at ease, but it's also okay to desire. It's also okay to pursue. You know, I think a lot of people make people feel bad about like wanting more, and I think that's where the limitation and limited mindset come in. Don't let these people trick you out your spot, bro. Don't let them make you feel bad for obtaining more and for, some people stay small just so they can stay around the same old people that they've been around. They don't want to get more because they don't want to be judged and looked at and have their friends and family talk about how, oh, you changed up on me. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I changed. I grew. I learned something new. Now what? You think you're going to make me feel guilty about it? No. No. I got a relationship with God. I talked to God. God said, we good. I said, you great. Thank you. You know? Don't let these people trick you out your spot, bro, and hit you with the, how dare you, or it's not fair. And that's why I think it's something you want to be mindful about how you perceive people with what you may perceive as a lot of money. Be mindful of that. It's okay to it all. Remember, I'm about the balance of it all. Have it all, but be willing to go get it too. I get the at ease. You know what I'm saying? I'm at ease for sure. I don't be stressing. I'm probably the least stressed person you know, to be honest with you. It's like a demeanor of mine. It's just like a personality or something. But I'm just saying, don't be out here stressing. And if you know you can attract whatever, come on, what we talking about then? You could have anything you want. So why are we talking about something as small as money? Money ain't even like, just go get a bunch of it if you want it, or if you're not, then don't. And, you know, one love, gratitude, gratitude. I had to work hard to heal my kids, for sure. Not a stranger to hard work, for sure. But also just like the perspective on it. Because I think I hear that in like the spiritual world, like, oh, don't work hard. Hard. They put this negative connotation on hard work, bro. And I just ain't never felt that way. I'm so cool with it. I'm cool with showing up every day. That's one of the reasons why I'm so consistent. One of the reasons why a lot of people I know personally are not consistent is because they don't want to do the work. They waiting on, some people waiting on me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, that's crazy. You just gonna wait around. You ain't willing to go. No, you just want to pull up to the bar, have fun, and wait around. That ain't my life mission and purpose. And I also believe we all have our own individual life missions, our own individual purposes, our own callings, and we should lean into that. And I tend to lean more into that than I lean into this whole make everybody think and see it the way I think it's supposed to be. I just don't think that's how this thing was made to be. When I do the math logically, it is way too many of us. That's why we got like 1 million religions. You know what I'm saying? How do you soul shadow work when you get overwhelmed? Maybe you meant to say, how do you do shadow work? I like the idea of shadow work. You can do a lot of shadow work by putting yourself out there on social media. You got to face a lot of, and it's 2:22 on the clock. Drop a 222 in a chat if you still up. This is probably the longest live I've ever done. But put yourself out there in content. Go live. think about all the things that people gonna think about you. Actually, don't think about that. I'm just saying, this is what you have to face when you put yourself out there, thinking about and considering judgment, getting judged, actually getting some negative feedback and being able to endure that and not be triggered by everybody's opinion about you. Literally go in and question, why does this bother me? If you're the type of person that gets triggered easily and you're bothered by a lot of things and people and you're always frustrated, go within, bro. It's not them. It's not them, bro. Really start to own it. Own your attitude. Own your reality. Own your mindset. Stop blaming the world. It's the best shadow work you do. Blame yourself. It's so easy to think of why. Oh, but I could just see why. If they would have did this, this would have happened. No, bro. How are you responding to life? It matters. I feel like it can feel good. You can do the work and enjoy it too, as well as hard working, for sure. For sure. But if you got somebody telling you that, hey, hard work is not what we supposed to do as humans and don't do it, and then that becomes something that goes into your I know, like, it's a million leaders and people that we look up to online that get you going. One day you're thinking this way, then you're thinking that way. I do it too. You know what I'm saying? It's always some new thing that's like, oh, that resonates, that hits. And I notice it more and more since I've kind of, in the last, let's just say, like 6 years, my algorithm has been more towards the, spiritual side. I'm seeing all type of perspectives and understandings. And I'm like, dang, I'm just a dude from around the way, man. You know what I'm saying? I just so happen to find my way into this law of attraction and manifestation and affirmations. And I made music around it. And honestly, I'm always going to vouch for work because that's where my come up came from. So I don't have another example to give you. I can't tell you that, hey, I just sat around and did nothing and it all came to me. That wasn't my experience. That honestly wasn't nobody's experience that I know that's successful. So it's not easy for me to lean into that. And I know some people online preaching it, and then they got some course or something they trying to sell you to at the same time. But it's another topic. But I'm just not opposed to the work, bro. I'm not opposed to living life as a human and doing my best and being as great as I can be and helping as many people as I can. Now, the 3 people that I do feel responsible for are my children. Just them. And I feel that way for now. I don't know if I'm going to feel that way later on. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm setting them up. But let's go dig it out. All this. Let's go dig it out. What you trying to do here? And make the money tool count for more, for sure. We have different brains. We're not the same. We can agree to disagree too, for sure. At the end of the day, we still on the same team. 2-2-2. I'm sorry, my love. Me and my talk. You good. Blaming myself is how I've consistently grown in life. Good job, fam. Shout out to you. Okay, time to blame myself. We having a breakthrough. We having a breakthrough. If I can get you to put the blame on you and to see that you are the one thing that you actually have control over and that you can change and do something about, you on to something. I'm proud of you. Own it. Take responsibility. Forget the blame. Forget what they didn't do for you. Forget what they did do to you. Forget all of that, bro. That's the shadow work. Some people may need to go to therapy for things like these. I think it's just a matter of being accountable, bro. Check yourself. Be honest. Stop playing a victim, thinking that somebody owe you and somebody gonna come save you. They're not, bro. You're gonna save you. You got the power. You just gotta believe in that. Gotta get around others that believe in that. Winnergy. Get around the winnergy. Listen to how winners talk. If you ain't surrounded by winners and successful people, then It might not be as easy to understand that. So get around it more often. Hey, work, work, work. Some people, that's all they do. You feel me? I'm not one of them people, but I do enjoy the work, bro. I enjoy living in purpose, on purpose. I enjoy showing up. I enjoyed this however many hours we've been here. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Feel free to run it back one time. Catch it from the beginning. It was real good. We was talking about removing blocks, and the conversation has just evolved, and we went with the flow. But I want you to know you can do it. There is no block. Um, you're about to have a breakthrough. You just had a breakthrough, and now it's done, and now it's up, and now you're gonna realize, oh, it's on me. Okay, and I don't know how to explain it to you other than to just say it, but everything you think is creating how you feel. Everything you think and feel are creating your reality. So if you feel hardcore about something, if we went back and forth, if you feel like this was a, we're not here to argue at all. We don't even have to agree. It's okay. But if you like, no, it's definitely this, just know that's just literally a thought. It's just a belief that you have. It's not a fact. Everything that I'm saying, it's not a fact because it might be true for me, but not true for you. So, but it's a fact for me because I believe it is what I say it is. And I'm only going to speak what empowers me and what uplifts me and what makes me feel encouraged and on top. I got this, connected to the source. I'm only going to lean into that. That's the only way I see life. I don't lean into nothing, victim, excuses, complaining, none of that ever. And it has worked out for me. So I highly suggest it for others. But yeah. Yep. If you can't hold your own accountability, then you will not have any power over conducting yourself in the right manner. Because you always will try to find someone to blame. Yeah. Yeah, I ended the blame game a long time ago. I ain't got time to be blaming somebody else when I could go do something about it. You know? I can do it. We can do it. I just had a breakthrough. Happy early birthday, by the way. Thank you. Yes, my birthday is technically now 1 day away. Wow. How we celebrating, y'all? Are we celebrating here? Are we going to come back and celebrate? Oh, we'll actually be on the call. If you really do want to come celebrate, meet me in the community, Elevator Fam. I did put it in the description. Click in there, get in there. Meet me on the call on Wednesday. We literally have a call on my birthday. I didn't even consider that. So meet me there. Turn your cameras on, turn your mics on, say cheese. As we raising the frequencies, get them up of the earth. It's a vibe. Might have to bring me a glass of wine or something to this call. Y'all ain't never get to meet turned up Mellow. I don't think I've ever been turned up on the internet. Maybe I should just get lit. That'll be a whole different live going on. Of course, happy B-Day Soul Fam, man. Appreciate you. Point on, let's go. And if you made it this far, you are a superstar. I really want you to drop an anonymous question. Check the description so you can leave your questions there. And of course, follow me on all platforms. It's all the way up. I might post like a birthday picture or something. So I love a happy birthday comment, DM. preferably a comment. You know what I'm saying? Happy solar, man, appreciate it. Big Leo energy for sure. Yeah, big Leo energy. Shout out to this final week of Leo season. You know, we roaring and soaring, you know? I never seen it. Oh, it will be a sight to see. Like the energy is up. Very exciting, you know. I don't know if I would go live, but I would jump on a call with the community though, you know. We could have take a shot together or something like that. I'm with that. Like we did at the meetup last week in Atlanta. As Monica. Monica got a little experience. Monica got a little something. Blame me. Just got overwhelmed by this. Don't be overwhelmed. I know that's easier said than done, but just like take a deep breath. You feel overwhelmed, just breathe. You know, don't overthink it. Feel free to go ahead and go to sleep. Don't even think about it no more. Give yourself permission to let go of that thought. And trust yourself. And love yourself. Come on. Exemplify that self-love. For me, please. That's all I'm asking for my birthday. Exemplify some self-love. Love on yourself with action. Show up like you never did before. Thank you. Thank you.